slipping by, answering the call. Ups and downs are normal for some of us. Many days I beg to get off this life bus. Neon lights flicker, my shadow on the wall. Dreams on the ceiling, we run and then we fall. Sharing stories over paper cups. Wheels keep turning, but never enough. Life's a ride on a rickety old track, holding on tight, never looking back. In the rubber and room, we couldn't fight. Laugh, cry, love in this crazy ride. Dusty postcards from the edge of nowhere, heartbeats echo in the electric air. We dance on tables without to wait, cry in the rubber and room, we're all high.
Guess it helps if I add myself to the stage, right? Good afternoon. Hello, hello, hello. I hope everybody's well. What is it? It's Tuesday because I lost my Monday. I lost my Monday. I lost my Monday, y'all. Monday was a hell of a day. Yeah, I'm a little less makeup-y today. I haven't even done my eyeshadow or anything, but we will be doing that here shortly. Welcome into Rubber Ramada Reviews. I am Sheila. You are in the duck pond where we just let everything flow off our back. We just hang out, we talk, we chill. Today we are going down a little rabbit hole known as, what in the hell is her name? I was going to call her Shirilla the Killer. I had to stop myself. Mackenzie Shirilla. Mackenzie Shirilla. We're going to go down that path today. So, yeah, I just decided we're not doing no big long intro because I'm running late as usual. It's a thing for me this week, as y'all know. Um, well, good morning. Look, we have Forrest is here and Teresa and Denise is in vertical, but Denise can be anywhere she wants to be so long as she's here. Good morning, Edith. Good afternoon, Edith. I'm sorry. It is May 26th. It is 4:30 in the evening, and Boston Boss says, "Come on the YouTube streets." Dude, I am subscribed. Thank you, sir, Boston. I am subscribed to YouTube Streets podcast, and I do chat in there, so you will see me in there. And I do have one short video from YouTube Streets that we're going to go over because this woman, she just talks way, way, way too much sometimes. So, let's see. Everybody get ready because
Get ready for the ride. Buckle up tight. Grab your snacks and enjoy the show.
okay. So, what we're going to start off today, with this. Okay. Let me see if I can expand this. This is from Big. Let me just toss me in the back, and I'll make this big so y'all can see everything. This good morning, good afternoon is from the Big Sister Unhinged, which we have gone over her podcast. She has great, great info. She is Dom's sister. She is Dominic Russo's sister. There's a new URL for the petition, and I am going to drop this in the chat. Let's see. Copy link address. Place. I hope that goes through. It may not have went through. I'm gonna have to find the shorter link for it. You know what? I think I can just share the Facebook post if I can figure out how. I know I will share my Facebook, and what this is there's they did a change on it did say Dom, but they changed it to include Davion. So and it is discussing here. Let me click on it and I will show you. Share this tab instead. Here we go. Dom and Davion's Law, Victims Before Influencers, Modernize Sons of Sam's Law. Because this needs to be updated, guys. This really needs to be updated. Here, Oh, I think I can do it this way. I think I can do it this way and it'll actually go in better. Maybe, maybe, maybe. Yeah, I think that one actually went all the way in. So that is the petition. Um, it is so I'm gonna take myself off screen or here, let me just move me over here so I'm out the way. So this is the issue. This My brother Dominic Russo was killed by Mackenzie Shirilla, a case that was recently brought to the public's attention through the Netflix documentary The Crash. Since the documentary aired, our family has to relive this tragedy publicly over and over again. What hurts even more is seeing how modern social media culture allows violent offenders to gain attention, followers, donation, publicity, and the influence from the crimes that destroys the family like mine. We talked about that. We talked about the fact that, you know, even, people I'm not a monetized channel. I do this for my own enjoyment. I do it because I want things to be out there. I want things to be heard. I'm a small channel, but I do have a voice. I do have a voice. Hi. Look, Ruth Ann's here. I'm sorry. I'm going to squirrel for a minute. I'm going to say hi to everybody. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Faye loves nature. I like that name. That's a pretty name. And case one is going to be listening. And as y'all know, every time I stream, we get a visitor. Our visitor has arrived. Hi, honey. Okay, mommy's gonna keep reading. Okay. So, and I'm the reason I want to work towards getting some emojis so we can put emojis in the chat because we always get our little visitor of Lola. Mwah, my baby girl. Okay, anyway, so she started this petition to call on lawmakers to modernize these laws for the digital age and close the loopholes that allow convicted violent offenders to turn tragedy and personal gain. Again, we talked about this. If you watch any of my other previous episodes, I have 2 other episodes we did on Mackenzie, and we talked about the fact that, just like Gypsy Rose Blanchard, I'm sorry, I hate to even bring her name up. I hate to even mention her. But look what happened when she got out of prison. What happened when she got Look at all the social media influence that she has been able to take advantage of and profit off of after all this. So I just was really when I seen this petition last night, I was like, okay, we're going to bring this up. This will be the first thing we're going to talk about before we ever get into um, blessed Natalie Shirilla trying to be more than a mom. She's wants to be a friend, I think, and that's not a wise decision. Um, and again, I can understand the emotional I can't understand, but I could try to sympathize with the emotional of now your daughter's going through this, but you know what? You led your daughter to be this way. So, slow your roll. We'll get to her in a minute. Let me finish reading this. Sorry, I didn't mean to squirrel. Um, so since the documentary air okay, I started this petition to call on lawmakers to modernize these laws for the digital age and close the loopholes that allow convicted violent offenders to turn a tragedy into personal gain. Please sign and share my petition. It is completely free to sign, and every signature helps bring awareness and push a change for victims, families everywhere. Christine Russo, sister of Dominic Russo. Victims before influencers. Modernized Son of Sam laws for the digital era. No victim family should have to watch the person who killed their loved ones turn that crime into attention, followers, donations, sponsorship, merchandise, paid interviews, documentaries, social media, income, or other personal benefits. Son of Sam's Law was first created in the late 1970s after public outrage that serial killer David Berkowitz could profit from his crimes. At that time, lawmakers were primarily concerned about book deals, movie rights, interviews, and paid media contracts. Right? If y'all think about it, in the 70s, we didn't have social media. We didn't have this problem to deal with. So it's definitely something that does need to be changed. Today, criminals are able to profit long before a book or movie deal is even signed. For notoriety seeking offenders, attention itself is the ultimate currency. Convicted violent offenders can easily convert public attention into pay click, live stream gifts, merchandise, paid appearances, and crowdfunding, often hiding these profits behind family members, pages, LLCs, and other loopholes. Our current laws are outdated because they were written long before TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, podcasts, and affiliated links were even thought about that. And here we do know, and we will listen to some of the phone calls today. We do know that Mackenzie's mom, Natalie, is out there running her Instagram page. Ma'am, ma'am, let's not. Let's not. It's time to stop. Your child is your young adult child is now a convicted murderer. Why are you doing this? Are you doing this so because in my eyes, when she gets out now, she's gonna have a whole freaking platform. All these people, all this time, whether she serves 15 years or she serves 50 years. Where's the money from her? Because she's making money off Instagram. At least her mom is, right? I don't know. I'm not monetized on Instagram. I don't know how that works. But just a thought to ponder, and somebody might in the chat know, because I don't know. And that bothers me. I'm not a monetized person. I don't do this, out here for clout and pay and all that. So it just I don't know. I don't know. I'm assuming you can get monetized on Instagram just like you can TikTok and everywhere else. So um this petition calls on lawmakers to create a modern, constitutionally sound law that prevents convicted violent offenders, especially those convicted of homicides or crime causing serious bodily injury from turning crime-based notoriety into personal profit, perks, business opportunities, or indirect financial gain. Plus, when a convicted violent offender is released on parole or supervised release, courts and parole boards should have clear authority to pose narrow individual conditions that prevent persons from using monetized social media influencer platforms, crowdfunding, sponsorships, merchandise, paid content, or proxy accounts to profit from the notoriety of their crimes. This is especially important in high publicity homicide cases where the offender's public attention is directly connected to the crime and creates a foreseeable risk that the offender may financially benefit from a victim's trauma. A modernized law should let me read chat for a minute, just take a break from reading and get a sip of my coffee, because you all know I come with a full cup. I don't give a duck with my cup. Take a break. Forrest, you signed the petition last night. Southern signed it. Thank you. Hi, Olive. She's using her mom's Cash App so she can funnel her money. And that's really sad. That's really sad to think about all that. I, it, I just don't, again, like I keep referring back to Gypsy Rose Blanchard, and I'm just not happy. Okay. So, let's read this. Modernized law should required disclosure of monetized social media accounts, paid interviews, sponsorship, documentary, podcasts, merchandise, affiliate links, online fundraisers, appearance fees, and business arrangements connected to crime-based notoriety. Also, one more thing, I did look up about Netflix paying the Shirillos, and was told they were not paid because it was the way it was done, that they did. I just read that they didn't get paid. Now, take that to the bank, don't take it to the bank. Still, they're gonna profit off of it, in my opinion. That's just how I feel. So, allow courts and parole boards to impose case-specific restrictions on monetized social media features during parole or supervised release, prohibit offenders under supervisions from receiving sponsorship, platform payouts, merchandise profits, subscription incomes, live streaming gifts, paid appearances, or crowdfunding benefits tied to the notoriety of the covered offense. Require any qualifying proceeds to be disclosed, and when appropriately preserved, escrowed, garnished, or redirected towards restitution, victim compensations, or civil judgments. I think we touched on that Thursday when we discussed, Mackenzie, the fact that, it needs to go to the victims, the restitution, the victim's family. It's just not okay. Prevent offenders from hiding. Okay, we did that. Include no cash benefits such as paid travel, housing, gifts, services, free merchandise, sponsors, experiences, or other things of value. Apply narrowly to murder, attempted murder, manslaughter, kidnapping, resulting in serious injury or death, and other serious violent offenses. Because violent crime should not become a pathway to fame, money, influence, or opportunity. Public attention should never become a reward for homicide. Notoriety should not become a business model. Christine Russo, if you ever hear this, girl, high five. High five. I'm with you. I don't know if you wrote this all on your own. You had help. I don't give a shit. Damn, you go, girl. Okay, that's all I have to say. Victims' families deserve protection from being re traumatized, which, of course, there was another thing on Big Sister Unhinged website. It was a few days ago about having to deal with another appeal. I mean, this goes on, and you're continually traumatizing these families, these victims' families. And it's a lot. It's a lot. Victims' families deserve protection from being re traumatized, while offenders or those acting on their behalf benefit from public attention created by violent crime. Modern platforms have changed how people become famous and how they make money. Our laws must catch up. We urge Ohio lawmakers to build on HB 505 and pass a broader, modernized Sons of Sam law for the digital era, one that protects victims, closes crowdfunding and digital monetization loopholes, prevent indirect profiteering, and ensures that crime-based notoriety cannot be turned into personal gain. We hope Ohio will lead the way and other states will follow. Victims before influencers, justice before profit, in honor of Davian Flanagan and Dominique Rousseau. So, and here it is. So I did drop that in the chat. So that was one thing that I wanted to start off with. Um, so there's all these links will be in the description box when I close out at the end of the day. Because I put a lot up here in my tabs that I don't show. So once I get through and I do know what I show, they will be in the description box, and I do drop them as we go along. Let me just slow down and say hi to everybody. I'm sorry, it's been one of those. I'm just kind of already into it. I'm already into it. Edith signed it yesterday too. Oh, you was Hawkeyes. You go. See, look. See what happens when I read? Hawkeyes. Cindy. Hey, love. Owl on the prowl. Welcome in. Hello, hello. Is anyone bothered that Dom desecrated a church? There is a new video about how he did 80,000 worth of damage with Mackenzie. It really bothers me. You know what? I don't think he deserved to be erased, but exactly. But let's see what I'm still really bothered about that. I believe the site is that Dom is a saint, so I do not feel welcome in any chats. No, baby, you're more than welcome to chat here. We're a very open chat, and we're open to opinions. I don't know anything about that. I don't know anything about that, but I will try to look that up and see what I can come up with. So no, no, we're very open. Everybody is open to their opinions and everything. So long as we keep it respectful and we don't fight. Yes, it's very eloquent, and the way it was written is just beautiful. Just beautiful. No. I mean, of course we have Mark Twain quotes, but we'll have to look into that. Yeah, I wouldn't know. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot, and I wasn't aware of that. I'll have to look into it though. Um, but today we're on this topic of Natalie. Natalie. If you look at my thumbnail, it goes with my finger. Sometimes, sometimes we should be more quiet. I had also on my last one we talked about the dad. We talked about Daddy Shirilla. Well, and the boom shirt and all that. You can go back and watch that video. the disrespect and the disregard of, "Here we are, what are we doing?" And I read in someone's chat, somebody said, "Well, my husband would just throw on the first thing that wasn't dirty." Well, okay, maybe, but yikes, there's a time. Plunder has a video? Okay. Yeah, I've got some Plunder videos pulled up too. Well, thank you, Kate. Welcome in. We're just an open chat. We try to keep it. We're very sassy. Trust me, I have sass. I can get rude. I get mouthy, but we keep it as respectful as we can. So I'm gonna play this.
On the phone, I don't know. Is she kicking him under the table? Maybe
Here, I'm gonna. Is even
smoke dope. I don't have a problem with her smoking dope. I don't have a problem with me smoking. If you're going to take
I don't have a problem with her smoking dope. I don't have a problem
100.
with me smoking dope. Look at mom, Miss Shirilla, looking down to the side. Everywhere else, she was like, "Oh
Thanks,
yeah."
Southern.
She's not comfortable with this.
I'm sorry. Let me hit the. I'm over here talking. I will be quiet so we can actually listen
smoke
to it.
dope, I don't have a problem with her smoking dope. I don't have a problem with me smoking. If you're going to take
I don't have a problem with her smoking dope. I don't have a problem with me smoking dope. Look at mom, Miss Shirilla, looking down to the side. Everywhere else, she was like, "Oh yeah."
This is Tanika's 2 cents, and she has she's fucking funny as hell. She is great. She is funny. She is so there it is without my commentary. And again, everything will be in the description box when we're done. And she's right. Mom's all casual, cool talking. And now she's like, wait a minute.
She's not comfortable with this.
Mm-mm.
But she's not like on the phone. I don't know. Is she kicking him under the table? Maybe she doesn't want to say out loud, don't say that, because on the phone, she's quite vocal about him, what he can and cannot say.
a drug, that's the one I believe you should take. It's better than alcohol. It's better than all the other smoke dope.
So, and we do know that this video actually got him in trouble. Let's see, of course it stopped the sound. I don't know why it did that because it is what it is. We know he got in trouble with his job and all that because of going on this crash and everything he said and the accusations about the drug use and his diocese that he worked for said this isn't acceptable, we're not going to do this, and had him on paid leave. And while he's on paid leave, this idiot goes on, sorry, excuse me, this father goes on TMZ and gives spillage, leakage. Shut up. Shut up. You're on paid leave. This is what got me the other day was he was on paid leave from his job and you're going to go online and talk. You're just going to go online and just and run your mouth. Sir, we don't do that. We don't do that. If you want any justice or help for your daughter, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Okay. So, I'm going to turn my camera off so I can do my makeup because as we know, I was running late today and dude, you were first in the chat, Boston boss. I said hi to you because you were the first in the chat. Anyways, thank you. And I am a subscriber of YouTube Streets. I do frequent over there. I don't type a lot in the chat. Being a creator, I'm not really big on typing in people's chats because I'm growing organically. I don't require or ask or request anybody to drop my link, shout me out, or anything like that. I don't do that kind of stuff. I'm just here doing my thing on my own. So, Boston, thank you for being here. But I'm going to turn my camera off. What's going to happen in this quick video is we're going to hear some phone calls. And in some of these phone calls, you're going to hear some wacky, the Carney talk. Remember, we talked about the Carney talk yesterday. Okay, so the Carney talk, actually, he's going to explain this. So I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to remove myself And we're going to let them explain this real quick to us. Let me put up some media and put the chats on the screen because y'all know I was behind today. I told y'all that. Oy vey. Okay, chat's on the screen. I'm going to hit play and let them talk.
A lot of people have been contacting me telling me,
And this is going to actually give us what a little more understanding of what the Carney talk was, I believe.
to get a hold of a body language expert. And is this what you do? Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yes, I've been 32 years security safety risk in the last 16 years studying human behavior. So I've completed facial microexpressions, body language, deception detection, and statement of word analysis training with some of the leading experts around the globe.
Wow. That sounds like some pretty good experience. So I haven't seen your videos or any reels. I don't know really what it entails or what you can tell me, but I'm kind of just going to give you the floor, and you want to tell me what you've observed.
Yeah, well, there's a couple of things from.
And real quick, just to let y'all know, I know that in chat, y'all did ask about me reaching out to Christine to see if she would come talk to us. I did send the email. There has been no response, but I did try. I do want y'all to know I did try. Because we talk a lot about, the victim blaming and stuff in here and how that is just not kosher. That's not cool. And, we've talked about how the social media has just gone all over the place, and this free Mackenzie stuff, y'all, come on. There's limits. But I just wanted to let y'all know that too.
From watching the documentary and one of the link that I've got sent as well. Firstly, I'd say I'll cover some content in regards to Mackenzie's parents first for there as well, because there's some strong behavioural indicators there.
Mm-hmm.
But I need to give you a little bit of background. You've probably heard the myth that if people look away to their right, they're lying and all that sort of stuff. That's all crap. That's not true. People have an eye reference point based on their memory type. And so there's semantic and episodic memory. If there's something that you've experienced, like I said, where's the best holiday you've been to? Your eye will go to a point. If there's something that you know, it will go to another point. So the reason that's important is if people are fabricating something, if they're creating something, their eyes will often go to another point. The other thing about the eyes is we get eye blocking behavior, which is a natural thing. I mean, even if people are blind from birth, if they get bad news, they put their hands over their eyes. Now, what you saw for a couple of times with Mackenzie's parents, and it's important to understand, facial microexpressions last 1/25th of a second to 3 seconds. So that's why you need to pick these things up. Now, if we talk about behavior, when the father was talking about pot and his daughter taking marijuana for these sort of things, he leaked twice a micro-expression of happiness. He actually smiled twice during that time, which is ridiculous. It shows that his actions were.
That is a scary thought. I never really thought about. I know we talked about while we were watching the videos and stuff that we did watch on TMZ. I know we talked about his expressions, but this guy's a little spot on. I like it.
More image focused, and that's why he was trying to minimize in there. You saw he actually smiled twice during that time, which is ridiculous. It shows that his actions were more image focused, and that's why he was trying to minimize in there. You saw, and throughout that and one or two of the other elements as well for eye blocking, when he has items where he's detached from his words or he's got strong discomfort, he will keep his eyes closed for a longer period of time. So you'll see that through a range of interviews and things that he does. I have absolutely no doubt. So you would see the other thing probably to discuss, like with that part, would be when we have stress or discomfort, our body tries to calm our brain. And it does it by repeat physical elements. So some people do self-touching, some people will pace. You will see at times when the father was trying to share some things that may have not been true or is exaggerating, that he'll do things like he's spreading out or like you're tidying up the table, these sort of things. He wouldn't do that at any other time. So that's some of the behavior deviations. Those same similar behavior deviations flow into Mackenzie with different elements. Now, some of the things is the facial microexpressions. There's facial microexpressions for all the main emotions. And part of how she started, and when you see the interview toward the end, she starts with contempt, which is the only one-sided facial expression with her mouth up. She's starting from a position of contempt before she's even starting. She's got similar vocal traits to elements with her dad. And what I mean by that is when people are speaking freely, you and I are having a chat, so it's a good even flow with the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
If, like the mum and dad and like Mackenzie, you are just focused on creative elements that you've structured just to try and get that response,
Mm-hmm.
their speaking cadence changes. So they change to 5 and 6 word clusters because they're speaking how they read and how they practiced it.
Oh, wow.
So if you add that to the other thing from an eye point of view, and sorry to get a bit overly specific, but only because you said just to share some of these
Yeah,
things.
please do. Yeah, this is interesting.
We blink between about 11 to 14 blinks per minute. When you're connected with somebody, we do things like a head tilt, like you're doing now, and our blink
Mhm.
rate slows down.
Oh.
When we're being deceptive, we see
Mhm.
the opposite. And so that you see the opposite. So in other words, our blink rate will skyrocket. We do this eye blocking behavior. So there's different
Oh.
times with elements where, aside from the detached statements, the deliberately detached statements, you see spikes in Mackenzie's blink rate. You see, and similar to her dad, the change in eye reference point where she's looking off. The reason why these things happen, she also slightly opens her mouth a bit when we do that as well. And that's because as adults, we've got between 25 and 30,000 words in our vocabulary. When someone asks a question, you run back to that filing cabinet to get the answer and come back.
Yeah.
If you're honest, like we're speaking honestly, it's smooth and even. If you're being deceptive, you get changes in speaking cadence. You get slight delay because that's cognitive load as you run it through a filter. Is this going to get me in trouble? Is this going to sound right? So with Mackenzie and a couple of different times throughout the documentary, you would see there'd be a change of the eye reference point, slowed down processing for that cognitive element as well, and then change speaking cadence. So we're seeing deceptive elements come across multiple channels. That's probably the crux of the process that we take with these sort of things like in your see. But there's similar things we've seen throughout the parents and Mackenzie throughout that documentary.
Can you do me a favor and can I have you look at like the I'm going to find other times where they're on video. I would like you to actually review Natalie's the interview that she did last night. Is that possible?
Okay.
Can you do that for me?
Yeah, for sure.
She went on somebody's podcast for like the first time, you know, since this has come out, and she's trying to blame my brother. She's at one point that my dad was so upset about this, like, and I just shut it off. I can't watch this stuff. Like, I don't listen or watch, but like at one point I did see where they asked her to talk about or tell us about Dominic, and she immediately.
We have that pulled up. We're going to watch that. We're going to watch that, some of it, and then we're going to skip over to the YouTube streets and watch their version of it because she's so willy-nilly all over the place. I cannot hardly understand her direction of thought. But the YouTube streets, those dudes, they can lay that shit out and they can make it make sense and they can read into it a lot more than what I could. That's why I wanted to play their video too. Well, thank you. Thank you, Kate. I am glad you're here. So if you're new here, thank you. Welcome in. This is Rubber Ramada Reviews. We are the duck pond where we just kind of hang out, keep our feet in the water because I don't like dirty, smelly feet in my chat. And we all let things just roll off our back like ducks around here. So with that, if you're new, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like, thumbs up for me, and thank you for being here.
Covers her eyes and goes, "Oh, I
Yeah.
can't even talk about him." And it's like the most fake. I'm like, "Oh my God, this is terrible." So I would love for you to do because like I know she's lying, but this is awesome that we have an expert here, you know, that can tell body language that she's deceptive.
There was another piece where the mother was sharing some content and she was doing like her statement or impact statement where she was asking for leniency. And as soon as the judge said, well, that's nothing about the victims, she showed a pure fear micro expression where we see the upper eyelids come up, we see the horizontal lines across for these sort of things, because she knew how much she stuffed up with these sort of things. So there's a range of elements through the documentary and snippets where you see that we look for congruence. Now, what should happen is our non-verbals should align with our verbals. And I'm smiling because there's probably one of the most classic ones in there where you're speaking to the father and he says, I know when my daughter's lying.
Really?
Right? He did that. Yup. That was part of one of the things in the documentary I remember is doing this. And I'm like, wait, that didn't go with those words.
And I'm smiling because there's probably one of the most classic ones in there where you're speaking to the father and he says, I know when my daughter's lying.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, if you watch,
I haven't seen the finished version. I can't watch it. I've only seen it before it was put out. So tell me though, like I'm dying to hear it.
Well, so aside from that point, so there's
Oh, bless you, Christine. You didn't want you know what, sweetie? I don't blame her. I don't blame her for not watching. I'm oh my God, case one. I sat there for 3 hours waiting for Christine to come on, and she didn't show that there was internet problems. I was so worried look, just coming from an adult, a mom, a woman, somebody that's looking in from the outside, I didn't want her to go on there, honestly. But that's just me. That's I was worried for her.
they say about with school when they've gone to school and said, oh, so I've gone into school and he's already smiling because he's had to leave work. So he leaks that twice and then tries to stop that. In other words, like, it's like he's semi-proud for what she's done with her behavior and conduct, which is ridiculous. But then the other part is when he says about that as well as looking dead down the camera and says, and so I asked him, because I know when my daughter's lying. And so you see some lip compression, some tightening of lip, and you see he's shaking his head no. That's what we see is non-congruence. It is, even for that part, I completely understand why you couldn't and wouldn't want to watch the documentary, but there's elements like that. If somebody can clip that and send that to you, it's really clear and evident when you do that. So when I watch these sort of things, and because I had so many requests for giving some feedback, I shared my thoughts. Then I did some clips at the end. So if you watch them with my video, the first 10 to 15 minutes are just my thoughts about the elements and some of the specifics where I'll drill down. The clips are not till the second half. So you could, if it's of interest to you, you could see and watch those items. But I think from the items that I saw, there was clear definitive elements across multiple communication channels where I don't believe that they're being truthful. And I think that the changes.
Do you know what? I want to totally take back and apologize. For some reason, I thought, because y'all know I do reviews blind. I do reviews. I pull up things. I thought this was going to be him telling us about the Carney talk. This is actually about the body language from the crash. So I thought we were going to get in the Carney talk, but we're not. So it's okay, though. This is very interesting.
You'll see now you know these things about eye blocking behavior, spiked blink rate, different eye reference point, self-pacifying gestures. You can watch these things and see these things
and
stand
look
out
for
pretty
myself.
clearly.
Yeah, and look, I would really, really love to hear your opinion and your take on one, the victim, like Kenzie's statement to us and the families, and then also the video that came out of her mom yesterday. I would really love to I haven't watched it, but I've heard some of it, and I really want like that would be awesome if you could look at that, because I can't wait to hear what you have to say about that.
Yeah, if you send it across, so I'm traveling on a jump on a plane in about the next 30 minutes, but then I've got good time outside my consulting and training sessions with clients, so I can have a look and give you some feedback. I'm happy to provide that to you first, or do a video bit, or share some thoughts and then some clips in case that way you can watch what you're comfortable with at the start.
Yeah,
happy to do that.
Tag me in it. Yep, and this way I can see it. I've been like overloaded with thousands and thousands of. That's why it took me so long to get to you. I'm talking thousands of people trying, so I'm trying to like weed out what I can, but I saw yours and I was like, ooh, I got to hear what he has to say. That was really, really good. And I'm
Yeah.
definitely going to use that and watch now when I'm watching.
The other thing that I need to say that I shared with my video, then, and so you'll see that with the video, is that I think there's an item that people have missed about elements with potential motive. And I don't say this to sadden you at all, but you've got to think, when somebody has got such a pride and ego, so an external type personality style, which is what she very clearly has, then if you're taken for what had been said that Dominic was considering lever, and there had been some discussions around those, it's not then losing just a friend or partner. It's somebody who helped provide her items that she aligned with her identity, aligned with the followers for these sort of things as well. And sadly, that could be another element as well that was front of mind, which I know it's horrible to think. But sadly, there's people whose moral compass just doesn't align with ours. And I think with a lot of items, she's very clearly shown that.
Yeah, I really believe that she is like one of the biggest narcissists I've ever known to actually murder somebody. But it was very much, I really think that she snapped that day. I think she thought of it. He was breaking up with her, very much so, and she couldn't take the fact. And it's all about her image. She's so self-absorbed. It's all about her image, how she looks, and the same thing with her parents too. Like from day one, it's all about how she looks. And now she's doing. I guess she wakes up at 6 a.m. every day in prison and does her makeup and her hair.
But when you say how she looks, the parents are the same. They're very image focused, image centered for these sort of things as well, by clothing style, by approach, by some of those elements, over exaggerated facial and theatrical gestures for these sort of things as well. The other part I mentioned in the video is about how incredibly unlikely and ridiculous, ludicrous it is to think about the statement that she said about pots, because you've got an S bend, like your top road, high speed, you've got and like your high speed, and aside from anything with wheel, you've got in and out of gear shift. That's fine motor skills under high stress and duress. That takes cognitive presence and awareness. That's aside from what everybody's saying about for the foot and how they would have come up as well. So there is so many black and white holes in some of the things that have been shared. But I'm
really
happy
glad
to review those for you. Yeah.
Thank you. And I'm glad you touched on the pots too, because like I said, you're obviously not from here. So what the road that it actually happened on, there is the road is like a long giant snake. It's windy. So in order to have made it to the end of the street, she needed to be in full control.
And we did pull up on the previous episode that street, and with the small S curve in it and everything. So
would have went left or right if she would have passed out. I heard, we had experts saying, I've heard like the body should have relaxed, but you nailed it. Like she had to have her brain needed to be and her body focused on making it to the end of that street. Another thing my friend just pointed out to me, I was on the phone with him yesterday. He called me, Richard, and he's like, Christine, he's like, I know exactly what happened. I was like, yeah, me, but he's like, she went on Pearl Road where the main road was, it was the 5 a.m. completely dead, no cars or anything. You can see her quickly pumping the brakes before turning on the street. So that indicated to me, like, they were already fighting before she even turned down that street. She had no reason to go down that street. So to seeing those brake lights pump like that, and you don't even have to brake to turn on the street. You see what I'm saying? It's a very much like just go. So why was she pumping her brakes at the top of the street? That just goes to show me, like, they were already arguing.
I think there's lots of those type of elements, and then her behaviours, the way she's framed her sentences, the non-verbals that she's shown throughout different elements in here. You see, I mean, and obviously the final point when we're saying about reference point of what she did, when she then turns at the end of the documentary and turns towards the solicitor, like, how was that? And you see a change in her facial expression where she actually relaxes to what it is. The other thing I'll mention, and I know that you haven't seen that, when we have true sadness, true upset, and I know people know about the downturned mouth and eyes or whatever, there's emotions in the face, there's muscles in the face that are emotion activated. When somebody's angry, the glabella muscle activates. When somebody's truly sad, you see what's called the corrugator supercilii, and it's a lengthy muscle here. It brings the eyebrows together slightly turns up the inner part of the eyebrows. Now, there is only one part throughout any element with all the fake sadness that she has the proper facial micro expression, and it's when she gets sentenced. That's the only time you see the upper, where her muscles go together and her
Really?
upper eyebrows come up. That's the time when she shows sadness, not at any other time.
Wow. Yeah, and you know what, even after like knowing that, I know all her calls are out, she has showed like no remorse or like in any of these calls. It's not about Dom whatsoever. It's just about her
Yeah.
and how famous she is. And
Well, and
Absolutely.
that was further verified where in the last bit of the interview, she said, "I have and this is from memory. I have the utmost your remorse for Dom, Davion, and their families." She literally touches on in 3 separate points where she's acting. So verbally, she's gone to that clustered word, and she physically touches the table like in 3 spots. She's just going through practice, pre-rehearsed elements as well. It is
oh my
so
God.
clear. She's
Yes.
devoid of emotion with that and going through a practice speech to try and control
Wow.
image.
I looked this
You're
guy up.
absolutely
I looked this guy up. He's a body language expert. I cannot find a YouTube page for him, but his name is Scott Taylor. So I like him. I like him. So here's the gibberish thing. That's what I was trying to find, was where it's going to make sense of the gibberish stuff that we're going to hear, which is the Carney talk. We're going to hear some of this in some of the phone calls we're going to listen to. So I wanted to pull this up so we at least know, kind of, sort of what they're trying to say. And yes, Davion, they was an athlete. Yes. Yes, I've heard nothing but bad, good things, and I was reading this when I said that the bad actions. I think she really she used him. We hear about all the gifts that he bought her, and she acted like she purchased them herself and all that, and it's like, girl, stop, stop. What they say with the cap. I'm sorry, I'm old. I don't use that language, but y'all know, I'd be saying, stop that shit, knock that shit off. Okay, so let's listen to this and this is going to be 10 minutes long. So, and of course, we'll stop and listen. And then we're going to watch the video that's been discussed about Kinsey wanted her mom to get a certain video off her phone and preserve it. And that is the fight video. And we're going to watch that next. But let's listen to Carney talk and hold with me. And then we're going to get to the fight video.
They went to see Mackenzie Shirilla in the hospital.
I do want you to know that a lot of people are coming to us and reporting things. And so usually,
She is.
usually
She's getting favors, but maybe not always in a good way. I hear she's been a little bit abused in the bathroom, fighting and all kinds of stuff going on. I'll have to pull up one of those. There's been some fights. She's had some bad reports. She's gotten in trouble. YouTube Streets put out last night. Was it last night or this morning? But it's too new. I'm not gonna review it because it's too new on their stream. But yeah, there was some fights that she got into, disciplinary reports.
the most accurate information we're going to get is from her. If there's
Can I say something to her?
yes.
He's like Caesar. These like he's in this like.
She speaks to her mother in a
This is going to be excerpt. See, okay, look. Okay, so here it is. She's speaking in the language.
Usually, the most accurate information we're going to get is from her. If there's
Can I say something to her?
yes.
He's like Caesar. These like he's in this like.
she speaks to her mother in a unique language.
Yes.
He's like Caesar. These like he's in this like he's using cheesy Caesar. These are like Jesus. He's like.
It's a gibberish or a distortion of the English language. It's kind of like pig Latin.
These are like Jesus. He's like who's the least like seasons. He's a reason. You can.
Can we tell the police I had a seizure? Can we tell the police something like that?
Okay, let me back that up once. The most common type of gibberish uses the sound edag in between vowels and syllables. Mackenzie and her moms are using e's instead of edag. Sometimes, though, she's speaking at such a rapid pace that causes her to not always be consistent with the way of speaking it, and she sometimes flips Z for ease and will add a sound for monosyllabic words or words with mostly vowels. Oh. So here's some that like, oh my Lord. Cat, kittigat, dog, didagog. Oh my God, nut. Okay, I don't need to see that part.
Sizzle. A show. A shizzle, my nizzle.
Let's try to say a full sentence in gibberish. I know you can do it. Let's try the sentence, I speak gibberish. So we're going to put the itaga in front of the vowels, right? And between the syllables as well, but always in front of the vowels. So I, for example, we're going to do itagai, because IDG sound in front of the I. So itagai, speak, it's going to be spitageek in front of the E sound, speak in front of the E. So spitageek, and then gibberish. It's 2 syllables. You guys can do this, okay? So in front of the j, I, and then ish, again. So jitagib, bitagur, gish. So
Girl, you just sneezed. She just sneezed. Y'all hear that? I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. She sneezed. And vamos. You're so sweet. Thank you. And I am so glad you're here. I'm so glad you stopped in. I know you don't get to spend a whole lot of time in here because sometimes true crime isn't everybody's cup of tea, but I appreciate you stopping by. You're so sweet. Yeah, so I think this girl just sneezed. I don't know about y'all, but achoo. That's what I got.
let's put it together. Itagai, spitageek, jitagib, bitagur, gish.
Step 1. It doesn't matter how something is spelled, it's how it sounds. All you do is put itaga in front of the vowels, which is the A-E-I-O-U sound. So for example, I is going to be, itaga is going to come before it, right? So it just becomes itagai. Let's try another one. My name is Cher. So in front of the air sound, in front of the A sounds, even though it's spelled C-H-E-R, we're going to do it in front of the air sound. So it's going to become shita. We're going to put itaga in front of the air. So shitagare. You see how it's starting to work? And it's going to start to seem so easy when you start hearing people talk about it, because you're just going to.
Girl, y'all, fuck me. I'm trying to figure out how to say my name. She
Get it. You know itaga is going to be going in front of the A-E-I-O-U sound. So once you like really start to get it, it becomes so easy.
Can learn. The basics of gibberish is super easy. You just put ithaga in front of every vowel. So to say mom, it would be mithagam. You put the ithaga in front of the O. Dad would be dithagad. Sister would be sithagis dithagur. This language is supposed to be a secret, and I'm really upset that someone shared it.
Hi, stitch this with a secret code or secret language that you used as a kid.
Hize, izumiziliziza, tizuizu izantizu biziza nize lizidizel vizidizizo.
She's her.
Izokize. These quizas and wizas Sizikris at Lizanguiza Jesus. Part of that cut off. I don't know. But yeah, my sister and I, we use Iziz at Izazizar, Izin Caesar Caesar Bizzle.
Okay, we just all know they're nuts. Okay, they speak some kind of gibberish shit that I can't do. I used to do pig Latin. Ig stay, outstay. I don't know. Pig out? I don't know. Y'all, call me crazy. Okay, I'm gonna move me. Let's see where we're gonna move me to. Let's move me. Nope. Let's move me. Here we go. We'll put me little bitty. Nope. That's still, I don't like that. Hang on. Here we go. That way y'all can see Mackenzie. Okay. So this is going to be the fight video. Okay, let me back it up just a little bit. Real quick. Here is the link to that. The one before. which the is a giz a whiz whiz the gibberish talk. There's a link to that. Like I said, all the links will be in the description box when we're done. And this is the one that we're fixing to watch. This is from Plunder. This is from Plunder. So you're going to hear in the background her audio thing. So which total respect to her putting these out. And again, everything will be in the description box.
Fucking word. If anything comes out your mouth, that's
here. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet.
Do not speak a fucking word. If anything comes out your mouth that's gonna be disrespectful, instigating, or anything at all, like I'm whipping this car over, okay? And you are getting the fuck out immediately. I don't care where it is. Do not say anything that could piss me off, okay? You know what the fuck could piss me off. Just don't say a single fucking word. Good. Give me my shit, dude. Give me my shit.
Yeah, we have problems.
Why are you trying to torment me?
We have problems.
Because you're trying to fucking torment me.
We have problems. Dom, put that shit in my window and see what goddamn happens. We have fucking problems.
Right, Cindy.
Like before, you lied. You lied and said you would never lock me out of the house again. That is why we got back together last time we broke up. But I forgot.
You broke up with me earlier.
Because
I'm gonna take these off the. I'm gonna take the chat off the stage because that way y'all can see down here exactly what this is about.
you were a little fucking weak bitch.
You broke up with me earlier. You really broke up with me earlier.
This is your last chance to open the door, or you are not coming out of this house all night, because I will not leave.
You literally broke up with me earlier. Like what is the point you're trying to, like, you broke up with me, like, earlier. Like, what
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You said we're not together. You really said that shit. Like, you really broke up with me earlier. Like, what are you trying to make? Like, why would I just let you in my house if you break up with me? You're threatening to break my shit. Like, you're threatening to keep my.
You hear her counting? She's counting like her parents might have done that back, when she was 4 years old. Mackenzie, you better stop it. I'm going to count to 3. And when I get to 3, you better do what I told. Come on. Get out.
Car. Threatening to break
I will
the doors.
key your car
Like,
if you do not let me in the house.
you're gonna key my car if I don't.
If you don't let me in the house, yes.
What the fuck?
And right there, I'm going to tell you, no respect for anybody, anything financially or anything more. His car, why are you going to key his car? That is just blatant disrespect and uncalled for, just childish behavior. And again, this goes to responsibility.
Yeah, I know. So just let me in the house.
No, like, why can't you just be like calm at least for a second, and I can feel comfortable
I am
letting you in
calm.
the house.
I am calm. I don't think you get to decide that with your fucking weird ass
You really threatening
trauma
to
problems.
you really threatening to fucking.
Sorry, did she say trauma problems? Okay.
Key my car and shit. What else you threatening?
Dom, I'm gonna give you one last chance to open the door. I'm gonna leave and do what I said I was gonna do.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna give you one last chance. Open.
Kenzie, look. Let me go to dinner.
No.
You can let me go
you're
to
not
dinner,
going
then I can let you come over later.
No, you're not. 'Cause I'm coming to dinner too.
Why? You should have told me you wanted to come.
You fucking retard. She already put me on the reservation. So fucking open the door, you dumbass. Like, open
Alright,
the
here,
door.
let's just go next door then.
No, we're not going next door.
No, I'm not letting you in the house.
We need to talk first, no? Because you just, like, betrayed me.
Alright, we can talk outside. Here, cut it out. Don't try to come in.
Five, 4.
We're counting
Dom,
again.
You do not open. Like, you think I'm joking. You think I'm joking. You think I'm joking. Like, I'm dead ass.
What? What are you dead ass about?
Okay, I'm gonna give you one last chance to open the door.
He's gargling. Dom, I love that moment. Do y'all understand how much I love that moment? And you know what? I bet Christine loves that moment too. To hear her brother just in the middle of a fight go in the bathroom and gargle and spit. That threw me. It just fucking threw me.
Kenzie, I can't open the door. I can't sit here and fight. We gotta go to dinner. If I can see my grandparents, like I can't
You're
sit.
not going to dinner if you don't open the door. I'm gonna let you know that right now.
And then what? What would happen? What are you trying to say?
I just told you what happened. You're not coming to dinner. You're not going to dinner.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
You know it. That's exactly what I mean. It doesn't. You don't know exactly what I mean. You're gonna come open this door right now, or there's gonna be a serious fucking problem.
I can't. No, like you can't keep that. You can't keep making all these threats. Like I can't
And
open
you
the door.
can't keep kicking me out of a place that you say is my home.
Kenzie, I didn't kick you out. You took all your shit and dipped.
Hey,
And said we were done.
Sorry, Cara.
I did not say we are done, Dom. Okay, ready? I'm gonna count to 10. The door's gonna open. Okay.
He's gonna count
You're
again.
gonna open the.
Okay, Mackenzie's counting again, y'all. Everybody hold on to your britches. Mackenzie's counting again.
Door. Stop hiding behind the door like a little fucking bitch. Ready? 1, 2, 3,
Kenzie, I can't open the door.
4. Okay, I'm gonna break something then.
Why would you break something? Why? What are you trying to break?
Okay, open the door.
What are you trying to break?
Open the door.
No, I'm not opening the door.
Dom, I'm gonna give you, if this phone call hits 5 minutes, we're breaking up.
Kenzie, I can't do this shit right now. You can't sit here and fight like.
Okay, well, you're not going to dinner.
Okay, well, step away from the door. Maybe I can come outside and talk for a second.
No, we're not fighting outside. You're gonna open the door right now.
Why aren't we
You have
fighting outside?
1 minute now. Actually,
Look, really, now my mom's trying to call me. Like, I got.
No, if you hang up on me, we're done. I'm leaving.
Now we're on time frames. We have 1 minute.
I could do. Like, I can't. I'm not.
There is. Stop being a little bitch. And
I
open
can't
the
let
door.
you in my house with how you're acting. Like, it's as simple as that. Like, there's no way. There's no way I should. Like,
I'm gonna break the handle off.
huh?
No,
I'm just gonna break the handle off. It's already moving.
I'm gonna pause right there, Kara. Kara, you know better. You know better. I am a very open chat. You can say what you want to say. We just have to keep it to a minimum of respect. So, you know, this is a very free, open, and safe chat.
I can break the lock. Like, you're really gonna break into my house?
Yes, I will. I will break into my house. You're right. I will.
And this was 3 days before the accident occurred, and she had been living there with Dom for a few months. I'm not exactly sure how long, but it hadn't been very long. And she was only 17 at the time. So you'll be there in 5 minutes. Are we going to count your minutes, Ruth Ann? I'm going to count Ruth Ann's minutes. That beautiful hair. We're going to count her minutes in 5 minutes. So my computer says it's 5:28, although I know it's wrong. We'll give her 5 minutes.
Break into it.
It's not your house. It's my house.
It is. Dom, now open the door. Now open the door.
Open that door.
You have 30 seconds left on the phone call to open the door. We're done.
Now we have 30 seconds.
Kenzie,
30 seconds.
I really don't think I can.
If
I don't
you
think.
can't open the door, then you can't be in a relationship with me.
Kenzie, you're threatening to break shit out. You're like, oh, I'm gonna break the glass and shit. Like, you're threatening crazy shit
You
like
have
that.
10 seconds to open this door, or we are broken up.
Kenzie, I really don't think I can. Like, why can't we just do this shit? Like, why can't we
We're
just do
not
this
doing it
later?
later because I'm coming to dinner. You have 5 seconds to open the
Would you
door.
want to come to dinner with us? You want to come to dinner with us? Is that what you're saying?
Open the door right now.
You can come to dinner with us if you want.
Open the door.
Kenzie, if you want, you can come to dinner with us.
Tom, if you don't open the door, I'm keying your car.
Why the fuck would you key my... Why? Are you...
Okay, you have 30 seconds, or I'm gonna do it.
Kenzie, do not key my car. Do not do anything to my car.
He's being so casual. Do 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 do. It's like I'm not fighting. He doesn't want to fight.
I need to call my mom back, babe.
All right, is the door unlocked? I'm about to test it.
No, Kenzie, it's not enough. Like, why are you acting like this?
Dom, I'm gonna give you one last second. I'm gonna have to key your car.
Why? Why would that ever be like an option?
We're broken up if you don't let me in the house. I'm breaking up. I will break up with you. I'm going to break up with you if you do not open this fucking door.
You literally took all your shit and left. I thought like you didn't want to be here.
Okay, give me a second. My damn headphones are acting up. I was trying to connect them.
Okay, I'm gonna break into your house then.
Dude, what the actual fuck?
Well, I just broke your fucking key thing, so that sucks.
What key thing?
I don't know. You're gonna have to open the door to see it, because that's where it's fucked up from the outside. You fucking dick.
Okay.
Now open the door.
No. Like you're not like you're like saying you're breaking shit and stuff, like you're not coming in my house.
I will break shit. I will break shit. Do I have to like call the police?
Why? Why would you call the
Do I have
police?
to call the police? Are you not gonna let me into my house?
This is not your house. Alright, I'm calling my mom.
No, you're not. No.
Okay, I'm gonna. Let me see if I can find that one too. You have 6:30 p.m. I told y'all my clock on my computer is wrong. That's why I'm always late.
Yes, I am. I'm calling you. You're not doing this.
Then we're gonna break up. Then
This
we're
is
done.
my house. You
Then
don't.
we are done. If you do not let me in the house that I sleep in every night, we are done.
Kenzie, I can't
If
let
this
you in the
phone
house.
call hits 10 minutes and I'm not in the house, then we're done.
No, Kenzie. No, Kenzie. I'm calling my mom. Goodbye.
No, you're not.
I'm calling her. Go. I'm going out the front door now.
You are such a joke. He's giving an L.
You are an L. And I lied.
Okay, while we're finishing watching this, I put up a poll. So 1 for Natalie, 2 for Dom. I do have the video of Dom at the church break-in for thanks to Plunder. So up to y'all which one we want to watch next. So just vote in the chat, put a 1 or 2 in chat, and we'll see which one we watch next.
What? What'd you lie about? Oh, you had your phone charger?
Yeah, and better.
This call will cost 16 cents per minute.
Hello?
Hey,
Hey, Mom.
what's up?
I've been in my room all day long.
Plunder. True crime.
Well, it has been that long because you just got out of the trial.
How long ago? What time is it even? I don't know what time it is.
7:20.
Oh, my God.
So you've been in your room like the whole time?
Oh, yeah, ever since I got back, I've been in my room.
What's going on? What's the sleeping? Tell me.
Huh?
What's the sleeping arrangements? Tell me. What happened last night?
Oh, I haven't even talked to you.
I know.
I don't have anyone I'm alone in the room, so that's good.
Oh, God. Thank God.
There, I don't really care that much. Like, I like my room. Like, it's gross a little bit,
Yeah.
but
That's okay.
like, I got a good...
Oh, my God. So you're alone. You got to sleep.
Yeah, and every time I go to court, I haven't ate anything since I got here, but peanut butter, bread, and cookies.
Why? Why not the food?
I'm not even going to go into the food. Like, I'm not eating the food.
Come on.
What the fuck?
What's it look like? Tell me. What is it?
Fuck, I don't know. Like, it's just weird to the fuck out. And then also, I have a window that faces, like, Tower City outside of my room. You know the...
Oh, hey!
Stand, like, I'm, like, by the West St. Clair sign, like, outside. I can see you from my window type shit.
Shut up. Tell me again. Say it again.
Plunder. True crime audio.
It's, like, right, like, so, you're going to be standing outside the jail. And
Okay. So with the votes we have, we're going to go on and we're going to go ahead and go to this crazy mess. Okay. So they're going to talk for a minute and then they're going to bring her in. I don't know who these guys are. I don't know anything about them. I just know they offered her a spot to come on and talk. The day before, Dad was on TMZ, so I guess she thought it was okay to go up there and just talk. Yeah. Girl, you know what I thought that said? I thought you said something about eating catnip. I don't know where I got catnip. I squirreled and misread something. So y'all know. But hang on, just before we transition to this. Okay, so we got Natalie out here showing off. She's doing some duck butt, wiggling it. She's getting after it. Mama should have kept her mouth shut. That's all I got to say. Mama should have kept her mouth shut.
If there's anything that was missing, like there was no defense right now.
Natalie.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Nice seeing you on this Saturday. So Natalie, first and foremost, I want to say, sorry for your loss with Dom. I know you knew Dom and
Okay. This was the first thing that got me. As soon as she comes on and they say anything about Dom, ma'am. Okay, I'm going to try to be quiet, but y'all know me, I'm a talker. So I'm going to try to let him talk a little bit.
Saturday. So Natalie, first and foremost, I want to say, sorry for your loss with Dom. I know you knew Dom and you knew Damien. So sorry for your loss and what you're going through. I know it's tough. And thank you for being here and taking your time, first and foremost.
I'm probably gonna cry a whole lot, so sorry in advance. I'm gonna try not to though.
That's all right. That's all right. Like I said, on this channel, we're not see me. The reason why this case, I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't really know much about this case back in 2022. You know, I heard about it here and there on Court TV and on the internet, on TikTok, popped up through the feed. But obviously, with the Netflix doc that just came out, it
Did you make your
kind of
5
put another
minutes?
fire underneath it. So here we are. But to me, it's just I just don't understand like the mindset of a juvenile and where we're at. You know, with kids, these kids nowadays. You know, how old's Natalie? She's 21, correct?
Mackenzie. You mean Mackenzie?
Mackenzie, my bad.
We're off to a good start, guys. We're off to a good start. She's 5 minutes late. Okay. You didn't make your time, Ruth Ann. You're 5 minutes late. But it's okay. We'll forgive you this one time. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk too much about the creator because he really if you watched if you Ruth Ann if you did happen to catch where Christine was supposed to come on yesterday and didn't show, he was really, really rowdy in his interview, saying not to defame him and not to talk about him. He will copyright strike you, and all that. So I will not go into him, his character, anything like that. So we are strictly here for the interview information of Natalie Shirilla.
Yeah.
Mackenzie,
If
how
I
old's
put my glasses on, is the glare bothering you? Because I cannot see you without my glasses on. Is the glare okay?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
How old's Mackenzie? 21?
Mm-hmm.
She's 21. Yeah. So why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself? Where did you grow up exactly?
I grew up in a suburb of Cleveland, Ohio.
And what was that like growing up?
It's great. I love my family. We have a big family and a lot of kids and great parents and pets and a neighborhood community that I'm
Punchable,
old school, so
Cara?
we played out until midnight, and stayed out of the house all day and then came home and everything. So yeah, I had a great childhood.
Oh wow, that's awesome. And is
Yeah.
that the same area where Mackenzie grew up?
No, she grew up in Strongsville, and she was kind of one of the last age groups to be outside riding your bike without a phone, So she was kind of one of those last kids to go climb trees and dig in a ditch and play in the creek and all that stuff. So
Camera on. Camera off. I will be smoking. So I am here though. Yeah, Cindy's already got tomatoes. We're gonna have some voodoo ducks. I don't have any yet. Oh, real quick. Wait. I didn't show off. Look. Okay, remember we talked about I was gonna get a crystal ball. Okay. This is the closest to a crystal ball. I have a crystal duck. So with the comedy and the chaos, we can now look into the future in our crystal duck. No crystal ball. Okay. Comedy and the chaos. We can look into the future now. Okay. I now have my crystal. Okay. All right. That way I fit in with all the weirdos. Okay.
I think I ended up getting her a phone when, it's rough when kids, this whole cell phone thing was rough because we started getting rid of landlines. Did you guys ever go through that where people started getting rid of their landlines? Right.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So if you have
Yeah.
a child who's out riding their bike all over the neighborhood, and they're at a friend's house, they can't call because there's no landline, right? And
Right.
especially if you have a little, well, not a little kid, but of age riding a bike around the neighborhood, especially a little girl, it's a scary thing if somebody approaches them and they have no means to ask for help or call stuff. I mean, I gave her like a whistle to blow and stuff, but the thing is, when you go to a friend's house and they want to call me, they can't. So they have to use the mom's cell phone, which is kind of weird, right? For a child to ask somebody to use their cell phone.
I find that is a very lame excuse. I find that is an extremely lame excuse.
To call me. So we end up having to get her phone just to ride around the neighborhood and stuff. But she was one of those last kids where you always knew where all the kids were because there was a bunch of bikes in the yard, that kind of
Nice.
thing. So yeah.
Was there a lot of crime? Was there a lot of crime in that area?
Okay, y'all. Y'all know I'm always honest. Muffins is in her mid-30s. She had a cell phone, okay? She had a cell phone. So you're going to tell me, you're going to sit here and tell me, Miss Shirilla, that that okay. Mm.
No,
None?
not at
Where
all.
she
Very
grew up?
safe. Yeah,
Very safe. Very
it
safe.
still is. Mhm.
What's the population over there? Do
Ugh.
you know off the bat?
Well, it's getting a lot. Like there's a lot of new buildings and structures that are being built and shopping plazas and um the people of Strongsville are kind of trying to not pass those law or bills or whatever they're called because our infrastructure can't handle a whole lot and the traffic is insane. Um, it's 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 a lot. So there's a lot more than there ever has before.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's still
definitely.
Could you imagine? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Think about that. Think about that. She probably never climbed a tree. She probably never played in the mud. She probably never made a mud pie for her neighbor kid. You know, it's she didn't get dirty. She was I you can just visually she's a goody two shoes, too good for all that. I It's just my opinion and how I feel. It is very hard to listen to this woman. It is hard. It is hard because as a mother, I want to tell her, shut up. Quit talking. But no. Carry on, Natalie.
I mean, it's still pretty safe. There's just a lot of kids. There's a lot of families, but
A lot of
it's definitely
families.
way more.
Now, what do you do for a living, if you don't mind me asking?
No, that's
No.
okay though.
Okay. You don't have to answer that if you don't want to. But let me say
She
this.
said no.
So you grew up in what part of Ohio again? What was the name of it? That where you grew up?
It was in like a west suburb, like
Oh,
Fairview.
it's like a
the Fairview
suburb.
area.
So how far is the city? It's Cleveland is the city, right? From where she grew. How far is that from where Mackenzie grew up? This,
Everything where we live, everything is 20, 30 minutes away.
oh, okay. So
Everything.
she got access to the city.
You mean
You think so,
Cleveland, like
Cara?
downtown?
Cleveland. Yeah, yeah, to the main part of Cleveland, right?
Yeah,
Like the
everything
downtown,
is
20
20,
minutes.
30 minutes away. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Does she hang out over that way? Does she go into Cleveland, into the city at all?
I
Or
mean,
does
to
she stay
take
in her town?
pictures sometimes and things like that. She would go take photos. She had friends with like her modeling portfolio and stuff. So things like that. There's a lake. We're right by Lake Erie, so we would go see like Rocky River Lake and the Edgewater Beach and stuff. It's really pretty.
Nice.
Mhm.
So let's travel on a little bit. So how was she in going to school? Was she into sports like when she was younger, say like elementary school? Did you guys have her in sports, or like what type of kid was she, if you don't mind?
No, that's okay. So we tried a couple things. We tried volleyball. That wasn't her thing. We did ballet and tap and stuff, and she kind of liked that, but she wanted to do that more with like friends and stuff. She really likes karate, right?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she loved karate and that whole thing. So yes, that was her
Oh,
favorite thing.
And she had no problem with school. Did she get into fights or anything
she
like
said
that? How was she? She
karate.
work and play with others good?
So it's not. She didn't. She had
Girl.
she had challenges. Okay, there was a lot of fisticuffs with like teachers and whatnot.
Yes.
And I always used to tell her, um, like if her friend told her that she can't have something or her friend can't have something, she would stand up for her friend or herself and not like back down from that. So there was a little fisticuffs with teachers that way. But
So she had teacher problems. Carry on, mama. Carry on. Keep spilling beans about her. She had teacher problems. Uh-huh.
but she had she had a mouth, so she used to get in trouble for her mouth,
She had a
but
mouth.
not like fights.
Does this surprise anybody? Does this surprise anybody? This doesn't surprise me at all. Keep talking, Natalie. Keep talking, woman.
Now, was she like her friends at school? Were they the same? Did she
Right.
keep the same group of friends from like elementary to junior high to high school? Were they the same group of
Yeah,
friends like throughout? Yeah.
yeah, she stayed pretty friendly with all of them throughout.
And how are they feeling now about this whole situation? Is it divided, or are
I
they
don't
on her?
know. I don't know. I'm giving
I am
everybody
too.
their space. everybody's allowed to feel how they feel. It's okay.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Definitely. So now, when she was young, there was no diagnosis with anything like that. Did you ever take her for like a an evaluation or anything like that? Did you see anything like that might have been off with her? You know, and I mean that with all due respect.
Well, no, that's okay. Like, well, she's always had like anxiety. Like, who doesn't have anxiety in today's world, though, right? So that's not like super uncommon. But so we were trying to get her some anxiety meds, and then um, I was like, well, maybe it's 88, maybe ADD, ADHD, which is also not on super common with kids today because
Mhm.
there's so many distractions, right? And their
Right.
the devices are constantly going off with notifications, and we live
Ma'am,
in a on-demand world, right?
ma'am.
So you don't have to wait for anything. Everything's like right at your fingertips,
Ugh.
and it's constantly being distracted and pulled from everything. So I was trying to get her to maybe see if it's that or something. So I never got to finish with that part, but so just like anxiety, you know.
Anxiety. Did
Yeah.
she see a doc? Did she see a doctor for that? The anxiety.
So yeah, she was with a. She always talked to somebody with like tools.
Wait. I never got to finish with that part. What do you mean? You didn't get to finish getting her help, like mental help for her anxiety and
That or something. So I never got to finish with that part, but so just like anxiety, you know.
Anxiety. Did
Yeah.
she see a doc? Did she see a doctor for that? The anxiety.
oh,
So yeah, she was with a. She always talked to somebody with like tools on how to help cope with anxiety and everything and
who?
process and stuff. So she did okay with that.
What about the behavior? Like you said that she had this, like sometimes she had these behavioral issues. Did she see like anybody for that? The behavior?
No, no, she didn't. I, like behavior history was like what?
Like I'm just when she like got in trouble with the teachers or anything
Ma'am,
like that.
ma'am. Y'all, I'm gonna lose my shit watching this. I'm telling y'all, I would have been better off. See, Robert, I didn't watch all this. I did not watch. I knew bits and pieces. I did the ask questions to tell me what it was about. We saw everybody grab your. We don't need our crystal ducks. We need our squishies right now, so we don't throw things. Y'all can throw tomatoes in the chat. Um, Once I'm monetized, we're gonna have voodoo ducks, and we can throw voodoo ducks in the chat. Uh, yeah, she's over here doing the most. See, Mastiff has got the duck butt going for us. What in the hell? This woman. Okay.
Like talking back and things
No,
like sometimes she had these behavioral issues. Did she see like anybody for that? The behavior?
no, no, she didn't. I, like behavior history was like what?
Like I'm just when she like got in trouble with the teachers or anything like that. Like talking back and things like that. Was that part of the when she went to go see the doctor for the anxiety? Was that part of it? Was it all bunched in together?
So she went to go to a counselor for that who would
Or
try to
counselor?
process tools and stuff like that. But like, it's not that she was wrong in how she was feeling. Because remember, everybody is allowed to feel how they feel. It was how she coped with it and dealt with the situation. Remember, she's like 15, 16,
Right.
teenager at the time. So we were trying to hone in your skills on how to deal with those kinds of situations, you know?
Now, was she in regular classes at school? Because I know where I'm from, like if you mess up, they have like alternative schools, and things like that. Was she stayed in the regular part of the
Yeah.
school?
Mhm.
Oh, and she had good grades or decent grades and made it right through, no problem?
You know, when she applied herself, she'd be great, right? Just like any, you know, well, I shouldn't say just like any normal the average teenager applied herself, she did really well, but she got average grades.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, you hit the bumpy roads for sure as teenager.
Hmm.
So we're right in that pocket right now. Kev, you want to ask her anything?
Yeah, I mean, no, I mean, I see. I mean, I can understand a lot of it. Like, I mean, growing up, and like you're saying, the era of no landlines. I mean, things were just changing for a lot of us. I
Yeah.
mean, and even for us adults to adapt to it as well. I mean,
Right.
you're taking something away from that the roots of how we grew up to a change. Um, and the schooling, I can understand. I mean, sometimes like you know what it sounds like is maybe she just kind of, you know, had that reputation.
Right. Case one. Obviously, you watch this too. All the, this guy says you know more than anybody I know.
As a little tough to manage. You know what I mean? She was,
I would tell y'all to put a 1 in the chat every time he said y'all know, but y'all's fingers gonna wear out in 5 seconds.
she'd voice her opinion if
You know what's funny about that is not to interrupt you, but some of the teachers there appreciated the strength in her and kind of try to cultivate that and help her grow and
Right.
move through that. And other teachers, they don't, which is also okay. I can't imagine being a teacher in today's world either, so that's okay too. But some teachers, they understood where she was coming from and they knew who she was like in here and kind of loved her for it and
Yeah.
stuff. And other teachers just really don't.
Yeah,
So
I mean, and I can understand.
That's a good point. Good point,
Yeah.
Natalie. Good point.
This, as a stubborn child, let's say, or um, is she an only child? Does she have any other siblings?
I don't want to talk about that because I need to.
No,
Ma'am, there's body cam video. Okay, here, you know what? She don't want to talk about that, but there's body cam videos where she is in the police station saying that she has other children, that's why she needs her phone right now. Give me my phone. And the husband is even in there doing all that about ma'am, we already know you have other children. At this point, you've spilled so much beans. You've leaked so much. Oh,
That's fine. That's fine.
That's fine.
That's fine. Whatever.
right, and that's what I was gonna say too, Cara. I seen that, and yeah, it's a younger sister, and nobody appreciated her strength. They probably thought she was a smart ass kid. Come on, let's be real.
Whatever you don't want to talk about, it's fine.
Yeah.
No pressure. We're just conversating. That's all.
Yep.
I
mean,
appreciate it. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
The
of
biggest
course.
thing that I really that kind of come up, throughout me, kind of,
Teresa.
starting to realize and learn a little bit about this case is the POTS, the POTS disease. I mean, when did you realize that she might need to be tested, or was she tested for it?
Yeah.
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 Did she
So-
ever have any other episodes? Or is there any, medically, is it documented at all, or?
Sure. So there's only so much I can get into because we're obviously, as you know, in the middle of an appeal.
Yes,
Right?
yeah,
So I can only
course.
talk on what I can talk on. But yeah, she was diagnosed in 2017
Yeah.
with POTS.
Really?
And
Okay.
she has a couple episodes and some very scary situation.
Okay. Let me ponder you this, ma'am. If that's a fact, and she was diagnosed, there is, if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong, but didn't she go apply for a driver's license before the accident and claimed that she had no medical problems? And then after the accident and after she got all healed, she got her driver's license, applied for a driver's license, and again said she had no medical problems. I think I might be right on that, but my opinions, my thoughts, do your own research because I think I read that somewhere.
Which led me to go get her tested. And it turns out that she does in fact have that.
No, that must have raised her anxiety. I mean, I can only imagine. Like if you're
right.
passing out and like you don't know what's wrong with you.
Yep.
Right.
That must be
And why
tough,
would
'cause
you
I know
drive
somebody
then?
with POTS. It's no
Oh,
joke. It's no
sorry.
I
joke.
do too.
Yeah.
Why would you
It's
drive?
a tough thing for sure.
It can increase your anxiety because your blood pressure, it's up and down and it makes you
drops,
feel like
yeah.
into your right.
Like vertigo and all that. And then and not only that, you're always anticipating an episode, Like
Well,
you
everything
start
is scary, like all the time. Like because you have
Right.
to
Okay,
manage
but
your
you're
eating.
also smoking weed, driving. There's so much. There's so, okay, shut up.
And what you're doing and stuff. So you just have to be really cognizant of your what you're doing.
Right. For
You know,
sure. Now she was, and now that was in 2017. How old was she in 2017? Was she 15 at that time?
15.
Yeah, 15 years old. So she's going through that at 15 and having
Yeah.
the anxiety, trying to get
Yeah.
through school.
Yeah.
Now, she never got in trouble with the law back then. She never been arrested, anything like that. If you don't mind me
No,
asking,
no,
never,
no, 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 no,
never, never.
no.
And she got her license in in Cleveland, well, in Ohio, she was 17. She had her license. So you can get your license at 16 out there, or is it even younger?
I think it's 15 and a half. You can get your temps.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you got to go to driving school and things like that. Did she go to driving school and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Good for her. So she was a go-getter.
That's absolutely
Oh
right,
yeah,
Cara.
she's a mover and a shaker for sure.
A mover and shaker. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
now,
Thank you for that, Southern.
with the the bench trial, it didn't seem like really the defense raised any they didn't really raise the concerns of Potts. I mean, was there any reason for that? I mean, is it just? I mean, how did you feel? I mean, how did you feel about you know, her defense?
So my husband and I were not in the trial. Okay. I didn't get to see what he. I'm gonna cry again. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Take your time.
Yeah, take your time.
I didn't
Take your
get to see
time, honey.
what he presented and what he didn't present. Okay, until it was like too late, right? So
What were
after
you
the
guys
trial,
you were witnesses? Is that the reason why
I
you
was.
weren't there?
I
Oh,
was.
okay. All right.
And then my husband was having health issues and like a giant mess over this whole thing, so he couldn't sit in there to like handle his health, and he just.
Yeah,
But he
understandable.
was in there some days, right? But so at the end of the trial, hold on a second.
That's fine. Take your time.
Oh, okay. So hold on a second.
Take your time. Take your time. Take your time. No pressure.
He pulled me out of there on purpose. He didn't want me hearing.
Oh, Daddy's there. Oh,
There was back and forth with that one.
Wait. I didn't know that. See, y'all, I didn't watch this. Hi. Hey, guess what? Daddy's in the background. Hi, Mr. Shirilla. Hi. Even Lola's here. Lola says hi. Right? Hi.
Because there was a little controversy with my husband, because at one point he told me that he might be a witness, and on the other side he might not. Like, he was kind of back and forth with Steve being a witness or not. Okay. So, and he also has anxiety and couldn't handle a lot of the stuff, and we have severe PTSD. So there was some weird stuff going on with keeping him in or out of the courtroom. It was weird. Okay. So I didn't find out until after the trial that Jim, her lawyer, didn't turn in her medical diagnosis. I don't know why.
So let me back up a little bit, right? Let me just back up because Kev took us right to the trial. I just want to go a step before that. So she gets arrested. She hangs out with the family, right? Did she ever tell the family that this could have been a medical episode prior to her getting arrested? Did she ever like mention that to them? Were they aware of that, or is
I
that
don't know what
something
her
that?
conversations were with them. I don't know.
So my next question would be, right, and that's fine. You don't have to answer that, right?
Ma'am, you have Mackenzie's phone. There was text messages.
But well, you did answer it. I'm sorry, but you know what I mean. I just want to say this. How did she get tried as an adult? How does that juvenile hearing happen? Is there a transfer hearing where they bring because in Massachusetts, let me land the question right. In Massachusetts, when you have a transfer hearing, they kind of bring in the doctors because under 25 years old, your brain's not developed, right? So they bring in the doctors, they have evaluations, and they see if someone can be rehabilitated. Now, the reason why I asked you all the questions about school, being arrested, it seems like she would be a client for rehabilitation, right? She wasn't getting arrested, going to juvenile detention, and doing all these crazy things.
Right.
And that's what they look into in Massachusetts. Now, when I looked at the Ohio law, it said that this mandatory clause. All they need is probable cause, and she gets tried as an adult. Now, if you could, can you take us through that hearing and how did that hearing happen? The juvenile hearing to get bound over to an adult.
So that's interesting too. So she had her bind over hearing, and during the hearing, the judge had determined that there wasn't enough evidence for the aggravated part, which is obviously great, right? So the premeditation part was removed because they couldn't prove that part because there was none. So that's good. And then the interesting part was the I want to touch base a little bit on the coroner report change. I don't know if you knew that part or not. Did you read anything? Did you see
Say that
anything?
again. Say that again, if you
The
don't mind.
coroner report change?
I heard
No,
about
go ahead.
that.
Go ahead. If you don't mind sharing it, go ahead. If you don't mind.
So during the bind over hearing,
After the bind over, it went from accidental to.
I know that's what yeah. Sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. It's fine. I
Um,
get it. I get it.
During the bind over hearing, the coroner, the what's he called? What's he called?
Medical
Coroner?
examiner.
The
The
medical
coroner.
examiner.
Yeah,
Examiner?
thank you. Thank
Medical
you.
examiner. Yeah.
Yeah. So he was on the stand, and he was talking about how he examined everything, and they determined that it was an accident. Okay, so that's how it was on the coroner report change. And then the prosecution was asked him, was like, well, you didn't like look at anything, right? You're just using your medical expertise. You didn't see all the evidence and anything. And he was like, no, I saw everything, and we determined it was an accident. Okay, so then after it got bound over to the adult court,
Can I
because
can I just stop you? Can I just stop you right there? But what, like, when you were going through that hearing, did anybody explain, like, did a lawyer, like, what lawyer did she have in juvenile court? What lawyer
Right,
did she have? Was it
right.
a public defender?
No, so that's where I was going. So his name is Jim, and he wasn't a public defender. He had said that when you're in the juvenile facility, the what's it called, the
bar.
burden of proof is so low. It's so low that and then he was like, do you understand what murder is? Like, that means that's not this. Like, do you understand that means intent? Like but like, forget that. So he was so on board with it not being that, because there's no intent, right? And
Right.
so he's like, the burden of proof is so low that they bind over everybody.
Yeah, because all they need is they could just try to, make like the intent, like that she drove, like she sped up, and whatever happened after that. If
Yeah.
it's murder, then that's what it was. If they got
Because
hurt,
we
then
were
that's
gonna
what it was. It's
right.
it's pretty wild.
Yeah,
How they
because we
do
were
it out
going to
there.
appeal. I didn't know that you could appeal that decision, right? And that's why I was like, can we appeal? And he goes, because do you understand? Like, we could, but the burden of proof is so low
So
that they
you
can
could
just
have
bind
appealed. You could have appealed. Now you could have appealed the juvenile decision.
That- I guess that's what but he was like, the
And
burden of proof. He kind of talked us out of it.
It talked you out of it. Now, but they didn't have no doctors on there that interviewed her, that stepped up on her behalf in a juvenile. Because, at the end of the day, you would think that they would bring some, people in there, therapists, because she did hit a wall. And R.I.P. Dom and R.I.P. Damien. But she was in the car. And if you don't know any better from the outside in, and I don't know this for a fact, you would think that she was suicidal, right? So why wouldn't they bring a therapist in to kind of get down to why?
That's a
she
great
did something like
question.
right?
We
So they
had
they don't do that.
No, we
Was he
had
there?
one,
Okay, and what
and he
happened?
never called her.
Who at the transfer hearing, the bind over hearing, he never called her.
Mm-mm.
Why is that? Did he ever give you an answer to that?
I don't know.
And what was her her take, so to speak?
She had so much evidence, so much statistical research showing that this is not suicide, and this is not what it looks like when people commit suicide, especially a girl her age. Like, there's no way.
What was her conclusion though? Like her mindset, because she did go into the wall. She's saying it was just an accident, or she's saying that maybe something else happened. Like, what was her take? She talked to Mackenzie,
Oh yeah, well yeah,
and what was her like
but it
analysis
was
on
not
Mackenzie?
suicidal. It was not murder, not suicidal. It was an accident.
Well, the crime, but what did she say? If you could, what did she say about Mackenzie? Like her mindset or how she was as a teenager? Like, what did because everybody on the internet, I don't believe what the internet says, but everybody says the most wildest things, right? And me personally, I don't feel comfortable piling on a young girl. I just don't feel comfortable doing that. But I'm trying to understand what the therapist she must have had a take, analysis on her, like what type,
She
how
didn't say
she
what she
feels.
thought. She just said what it wasn't. Right.
But
That's
a
all.
therapist said that. A therapist said what it wasn't. Like she wouldn't
Yeah.
say what. Like so. My point is, was that her job to see if it was an accident, or was it her job to kind of see the mindset of
To
Mackenzie?
talk about the statistics of the suicide, or like if somebody murders, like she's a behavioral health specialist.
And she
right?
talked
So
to Mackenzie?
no, she talked to Mackenzie
No.
after. Okay, not during. So she was just there solely to talk about what a typical suicide murder accident looks like, kind of thing. But that's what
Yeah,
that's
see
her.
that, yeah, and that's the issue, right? Because if she's just speaking on the case itself, what suicide looks like, then it's like in the hypothetical, like that's not what it is. But my point is, there was never a therapist that actually got on the stand and talked about what type of person Mackenzie was.
So yes, but let me go back to that one. The other behavioral health specialist has also known Mackenzie her whole life, like her whole
Okay,
life.
Ruth.
So she kind of had an insight on who she was too. But there was also one who was there, her counselor, and said that she's never seen Mackenzie to be suicidal, doesn't know her to be suicidal or anything like that. And she's talked to Mackenzie her whole high school life. And she
So what is
testified.
so what's the criteria? Now I understand like the intent, it's so easy, the intent, the probable cause, but what's the criteria if you know, and did you get educated at that point?
No, I'm
What's the
not sure.
criteria of the juvenile to be tried as a juvenile? Because under 25 years old, her brain ain't developed. Should she go in some type of treatment?
I don't
So
know.
you don't know?
Y'all, keep in mind, Natalie is an advocate for for her daughter. Okay? Okay. She's advocating for but she don't know. She don't know. Okay. Sorry. I, mm,
And this lawyer didn't tell you none of this stuff.
No, he just kept telling us that the burden of proof was so low. That's all he kept saying.
So is it fair to say, is your take today that they kind of fed you to the adult system? They didn't put up a fight in that transfer hearing because you only got one shot at that transfer hearing.
I do feel that way because I feel like we should have appealed it. I feel like and this is where I'm going to cry again because I feel like so many opportunities were missed to show that this was not intentional, and we just missed it. Like we missed it by listening to legal counsel, which that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to rely on your legal counsel
dry my tears a
to
minute.
do stuff, right?
Hey.
Yeah. So now she gets fined. So now before she went to, so I want to get to the jails that she went to. So in 2022, she was being held in a DYS, like a youth service, right? And when did she, and so when did she get transferred to adult prison? Was it when she got sentenced or was it right when they binded her over?
It was when they bound. Gosh, I haven't thought about that part in a long time. So when she got bound over, it was relatively after, a little after.
So she went to
No.
like she went to the county jail.
Yeah, she was there for a couple weeks
So she went to the juvenile.
during the trial.
So was she in juvenile basically up until the trial?
That's right.
So they kept her in juvenile, and
Yeah.
then they. So she went from a juvenile facility where now what was that like? That juvenile facility, like were they treated her better? Would she be treated like a resident versus an inmate? Like was her mind was she a little bit more laid back? Like what was the difference between, if you could tell us, the difference between the juvenile facility through your lens to where she's at now?
The juvenile facility is where she's at now is way better in my opinion. I love the staff at the juvenile facility. They're so nice and they love those kids. And I love them and I'm still staying in contact with them. They're
So no, so you're saying the juvenile facility was good versus the state prison?
well, there's three. There's the
There's
juvenile
three.
facility, county,
Okay.
and the prison.
Okay.
Okay.
So in the juvenile facility, what was her mind state like in that juvenile facility? Mackenzie.
That the truth will set her free.
Okay. And then
We're just
so
holding
then
on
she,
Wait, why did she say it like that and she shook her head? Mom, I'm a little confused. Natalie, you need to explain yourself a little bit better. Yeah, it's a resort where she's at now.
like in that juvenile facility.
her
Mackenzie.
that the truth will set her free.
Okay. And then
We're just
so
holding
then
on to
she
that.
then she goes into the county, she goes to adult jail. What was that like? Did she ever like express like the change up from going to being around kids to adults? Like, did she
It
ever
was scary.
Yeah, Cara, did you see the way she acted? The truth will set her free. And she rolled her eyes and shook her head like, oh, my stupid daughter to even believe this. Do you? That's what I got out of that. Just out of raw reaction, just out of me being me. That's what I got out of that. You ready? I'm gonna hit
Truth will
play.
set her free.
Let me go back a little bit further.
Facility, county,
Okay.
and the prison.
Okay.
Okay.
So
So
so in the juvenile facility, what was her mind state like in that juvenile facility?
her,
Mackenzie.
that the truth will set her free.
Okay. And then
We're just
so
holding
then
on to
she
that.
then she goes into the county. She goes to adult jail. What was that like? Did she ever like express like the change up from going to being around kids to adults? Like, did she
It
ever
was scary. That was a very scary situation for her and me, because you're in there with scary people, right? And some not,
Scary
some are.
people?
And that was just a scary situation all the way around. A lot of unknown, treading unknown waters. We have no idea what the staff is like, and you hear all these horror stories and you see these movies about what people have to endure when they're in that situation. And she's like an 18-year-old tiny little girl who got into a car accident, and we're just holding on for like dear life through that situation. It was very, very scary.
and then she gets sentenced, right? And
Mhm.
she ends up in the state
Right,
prison.
Cara?
What if you could describe what that prison's like over there right now and the treatment over there? Because some people are saying it's a cakewalk and some people saying it's tough. Through your lens, what's it like in there?
Um, I don't know. I know that there's no good days for anybody in there. It's very hard, and you always have to, walk around with eyes in the back of your head and everything. But I don't know why they call it a cup. What do they call it? A cupcake camp?
No, a cakewalk. Yeah, they call it a
Okay,
cakewalk. Yeah.
because they do have there are programs that you can do, and it does sound nice that you have access to all of those things, right? Um, so it could always be worse. I always tell her, and everything that she's ever gone through, things can always be worse. No matter what you're going through, things could always be worse. So,
Yes.
um,
Has she been participating in any programs in there for rehabilitation?
when she can, there's a lot of women in there, so it's hard. There's a wait list on a lot of those things. So when she can, she does, which is good. Yeah.
So let me bounce a little bit back again. So you're getting a lot of pushback from the internet, right? And we know that Mackenzie was active on the internet, and and from my lens, from my perspective, I think that she thought that she was going to come out with the story and people would see it her way, and it would be kind of like a free Mackenzie type thing, right? Which I guess there is a lot of people who say free Mackenzie too. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
But do you understand where people are mad?
Okay. But look, okay? Look, just for a second. Just for a second. This is her in jail, in prison. This was February 3rd, just this last February. From Mackenzie, thank you to those who see through the lies and those who take time out of their day to form an opinion, truth with what actually happened. I'm not perfect. I'm not even going to read this shit. I'm not even going to bother reading it. I was just trying to show y'all the picture that no, no, no. Okay? No, ma'am. And you see how she came up on that Netflix thing? Y'all seen the screenshots of her hair? No. Okay. Okay. No.
Because when she was in the hospital, you guys were talking in some type of language. Now, where did she learn that? Did she learn that from you? Because that seems like something from our era.
Oh, I see that now that you say that, Cara. She's like in the office of something. Huh. You see the hard doors, you see all the cameras, you see the Christmas tree. Why is she in an office like that with some gentleman sitting here? Huh. I have questions now. And y'all see that this was how her hair looked all up in a bun during her Lola, don't do that. Ugh. Okay.
Right?
It
Let me
is.
mute.
So
Yeah.
it's like inbred in my family. We all speak it, like all of us, all of our lives.
understand where people are mad because when she was in the hospital, you guys were talking in some type of language. Now, where did she learn that? Did she learn that from you? Because that seems like something from our era, right?
It is. So
Yeah.
it's like inbred in my family. We all speak it, like all of us, all of our lives. And yeah, so that came from it's called Carney Talk. And we just I don't know, it's just a part of who we are.
Now, when she said something like blaming it, and you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, because I'm sure you heard this question 1,000 times.
Okay.
But when she said something like blaming on the pots, blaming on my seizures, did she say that? Was that something that she said, or did they misconstrue it?
No. So the prosecutor, I guess in one of those documentaries, he says that what they're speaking right now is something like gibberish. And then what he says is, she says something like, can you tell him I just had a seizure? Let's just tell him I had a seizure. That's not what she says. Okay. That's not what she said. What
But
she
why
said,
why were you guys talking like that to begin with, though? Like, is that something like why did you
it's
guys
just
revert to that?
because it's just a thing because she was probably scared and didn't know what you can and can't say, right? So if you always tell, don't talk, don't talk to the police without a lawyer or whatever, and she was probably scared and wanted to make sure it's okay for her to talk, which is that's okay. That's, in my opinion, that's
It's talking like that to begin with, though. Like, is that something like why did you
it's
guys
just
revert to that?
because it's just a thing because she
Sorry,
was
I was
probably
muted.
scared and didn't know what
Sorry, I was muted. But yeah, she's I that didn't make any sense. Yeah, and she's squirming too much.
you can and can't say, right? So if you always tell, don't talk, don't talk to the police without a lawyer or whatever, and she was probably scared and wanted to make sure it's okay for her to talk, which is that's okay. That's, in my opinion, that's responsible. You can ask me if you can talk, that's okay, right?
Right.
Because you always say like don't talk without a lawyer, right?
She said carny talk, like a carnival, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you mean? Like a
Yeah.
carnival, yeah. Well, we have a carnival around our way in Boston. It's been around for years. It's called Fiesta Shows. The bumper cars is still the bumper cars from 1975, but that's another story. I think they need to update their carnival. Fiesta Shows. Who's going to the? I'm still going though. I don't care if it falls apart. I'll still be there.
Sir.
Right? But yeah. So, but you can
But wait,
understand why the pushback
can I
is,
go
right?
back on? Yeah, I totally
You can
understand
say
that.
whatever you want.
But that's not what she says. Okay, what she said was, and I'm going to tell you, okay, because the word seizure, okay, in Carney Talk is loaded with Z's. It's very hard to say in seizure, right? So it's
Can you say it to us right now?
seizure, seizure. There's too many Z's in there.
So if you don't mind saying, blame it on the seizure. Go ahead and say it in that language.
I'm
if you
afraid
don't
to
mind.
do that because what if they edit and snip a soundbite and plug it into
All
other
right.
things? Like I
That's
don't
fine.
trust
That's fair.
anybody.
That's fair. That's
I
fair.
just don't want them to do that to
What?
her. I mean.
No, I get
But
it.
if you
And I'm
listen
not
to
trying.
that sentence, there's no word, that word is not in that sentence.
Okay. So here she is now, right? You're getting all this pushback. She's talking now. When you guys were talking about Kim Kardashian and all these different things, I mean, was this a mechanism? Because the way I took I didn't hear all the phone calls. Let's be clear, ladies and gentlemen. I know there's a lot of phone calls. People are just nitpicking every single one. But the one that I heard about, one from the UK or something like that, you were telling her, basically, you were telling her this is everywhere.
Let's listen one more time just because.
People are coming to us and reporting things. And so usually,
Yes, I was told that.
usually the most accurate information we're gonna get is from her. If there's
Can I say something to her?
Yes.
He's like seizure. These like he's like.
She speaks to her mother in a unique
Okay.
Single one. But the one that I heard about, one from the UK or something like that, you were telling her, basically you were telling her this is everywhere now. And I feel like, you basically were trying to calm her down a little bit, and then people took it like you guys were laughing. I didn't really see it that way. My opinion, I didn't see it that way. I seen like,
yes, they were.
You were saying that it's out there, the awareness is out there. She still stood on her square and said, "Hey, I'll tell the truth. I don't care. I got nothing to hide." And they just took that all wrong. But like I said, that is my opinion. People take it the way they take it. But do you feel that she has remorse? Like, and like, what was that like during that whole process? I heard you speak about it in trial. You know,
They
when that whole
were.
situation happened, like, what was that like? Her going through, and then her handling, like, her, like she got broken. Like, what was that like?
So I wanted to touch base first of all on the phone call. Okay. I feel so bad that people think I'm laughing, and I'm probably gonna cry again, so forgive me. I'm gonna try not to though. I wasn't laughing. I wasn't laughing at the situation or the accident. Okay. I wasn't really laughing at all. In after the car accident, we had gone through so much, and the other families too, obviously. But we
Right.
had gone through so many, like, oh my God, like what is happening? And so many scary, 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 dark moments in time, right? And all those times, like there were so many conversations before those phone calls that nobody knows happened, crying, looking at pictures of his phone, listening to his music, going through memories, so many phone calls of all of that, of us crying together and talking about that nobody gets to know. So all people hear are the phone calls where she's in the trial, which is a terrifying situation. Okay. So when that phone call
I
happened,
agree.
right. So we're literally in survival mode during that time. And we can't believe that any of this is even happening. And we're really just trying to survive second to second. Okay. But we had so many conversations before those phone calls where we're like, it's okay, we're going to be okay, we're going to get like wrongful conviction people, that, you know, innocence and things. And Mackenzie, you know, she's 17 years old, right? So the first person she thought of was Kim Kardashian, because that's who helps people, that's who raises awareness, right? So by the time that phone call happened, where somebody had told me that it reached, I don't know, I think it was some publication in the overseas, you have to celebrate the wins. You have to celebrate the wins, otherwise you're going to get lost in the dark. So when we got that news, I was like, oh my God, it's overseas. Maybe it'll get to her first before, so we don't have to, because I wouldn't even know how to like reach anybody like that to help. So in that moment, I was a little bit thankful, shocked. I can't believe this is happening, that it might get to her before we even figure out how. That's all. It didn't mean disrespect to the families or anything. I would never
She was so disrespectful.
be disrespectful to the families.
I'm sorry,
Since we're
man,
in
but
that
you
pocket,
were.
Natalie, let me ask you this: what was Dom like?
Oh my God, you can't do this to me.
I'm just, you know, I think it's all.
Okay. Now, me watching this blindly, seeing how they're acting with her, if I was Christine, I wouldn't want to go on their show. That's just my opinion. That's my feeling. If it was my brother and the social aspect of everything, I'm sorry, I wouldn't do it personally.
Right, you know, that, you know, you're talking about how, you know, you wasn't laughing. So why don't you tell us
Yes.
about Dom and how you feel about
Yes, and they waited, and she was 18 when she was arrested, so
Dom? This is your chance. If you know, take your time. If you want, you know.
right, Ruth Ann.
I can't talk about them.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm in so much pain. I feel so bad for them.
And that's understandable. That's
That's very.
understandable.
Go ahead, Kev, take it away.
You know, I
Ugh.
mean, you know, when you lay down that phone
Yeah.
call and
Baseline, I'm with you.
how your reaction was, I can understand that. I mean, it was just, you know, it's like screaming from the rooftops, and somebody finally heard it, you know, and I get that. I mean, I could see,
I think
you
so
know,
too, Ruth Ann.
your emotion of it's getting out there, Mackenzie. Other people are listening, other people are chiming in, and I wouldn't say that would be, I wouldn't say that would be a negative reaction.
The other thing too that people don't understand is, like, grief and trauma, and we have such bad PTSD. It's like this, right? So there were moments when we were mad about what was happening, and that's okay. Like I say to everybody, everybody's allowed to feel how they feel. We are too. We're just like everybody else, right? So some of us were mad. Like when after the car accident happened, we spent every day with the families. Well, I try to get in touch
So
with the
that's
family.
so let's stay there for a second, right there. Let's I think that's something that I mean I haven't heard much of that from you anyway. So when the accident happens and nobody, you know, and Natalie gets out excuse me, Mackenzie gets out the hospital and things like that and is on the mend. Everybody's hanging out and everybody's celebrating Dom and trying to get like not over this, but trying to cope with this. Everybody's together. Everybody's together at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. So we spent every day together, like every day. The second we got home from the hospital, she wanted to go to the memorial and stuff. We were there every day, but leaving flowers.
I'm gonna pull this comment up right here because
Oh. Okay, I'm gonna let this roll. I'm gonna let this roll. Whoo! Yes, they were way too nice. They were way too nice. It was I can see how they wanted to put everybody's point of view, and then this Bubba person and this Rosie person that wanted nothing to do with helping when it came to court and all that. And they have their interviews. We might go over their interviews one evening. But you know, they decided to be in this Netflix documentary. We do have their interviews we can listen to, but yeah, I mean, so I want to see how he's going to respond to this. I'm gonna back it up just a second.
Flowers.
I'm gonna pull this comment up right here because
okay.
Like I said, I want to talk to the people.
Oh.
My take on this whole tragedy, right? R.I.P. Dom and R.I.P. Damien, and prayers to Mackenzie doing time. My thing is the juvenile mindset. What's the criteria to open up dialogue about what's happening to the kids out there? Social media, how things start interfering with these kids' minds. That's what we're talking about. We also talk about Eddie O'Brien in 1995, a kid that did 30 years that was tried as an adult and should have he been tried as a juvenile. So everything is all together as one. But this right here is, of course, it's a jab as usual because that's what you get in live streams. It says sad JFK is allowing her to lie on his platform. How do you feel when people say that you're lying? And what did the social media onslaught? What does that feel like? If you could describe it.
It's hard because it's just hard because we're being judged on like if you knew me, like they don't know me, they don't know us, we have not spent time together, right? So how would you like it if they took and picked your worst moments and compiled it into a little segment for you to be judged on? That's not who you are. That's not who you are.
But do you think that Mackenzie made a big mistake from trying to go to the internet to clear her name and it kind of backfired on her?
Oh, you mean her Instagram post?
Like, well,
which one?
Like, well, she was heavy into the
ma'am.
internet or age, like, whatever it is. You tell me about
Just
it.
being so much on the internet after the accident and not
letting it breathe, so to speak. Like, and then it
Right.
kind of backfired on her.
What parts after the accident?
The time being after the accident, after she got better, or being in her hospital bed, being on the internet, going live, talking about things, just all that time after the accident.
And then all of a sudden people hear a different version of the story saying that she drove and staked it out and this and that, and there's no remorse. And, and that now all of a sudden the internet starts turning, right? Like, did you know she was on the internet like that? And how did you feel? And how do you feel about her internet use?
Yeah, okay. Here. I want to hear this, y'all. I'm gonna get comfy. I'm gonna scoot back a little bit. How did she feel? We talked about this yesterday. About being on the internet, and I say yesterday. God, if my days don't run together. Thursday, quite a few days ago. the fact that she just let her run willy-nilly on the internet and had no concept of what her child, or actually with the dad, had no concept of what her child was doing. We talked about her being on there smoking weed all the time and doing all that, but, you know, they didn't see her social media, they didn't know what was going on, and here I told y'all Muffins, she's in her mid-30s. She's had social media since she was a teenager. I can still check on her social media. I know what she's doing. And by the way, Muffins, if you're listening, I'll see you when you get here. She's on her way.
Was that an issue with you, or did you just let her do whatever she wanted?
Well, after the accident, I mean, there are people that care about her and wanted to see how she was doing, right? So she posted those videos of herself laying in the bed or whatever for her family and people that care about her. So I didn't have a problem with that part.
Well, what
Is that
about
what you mean, those parts?
Yeah, I think is that what you're saying, Jay Bro? You want to
Like from the
elaborate a little bit
hospital
more?
and everything?
No, just like how she just, all right, for instance, how I know when we talked, you told her to go have fun, which is understandable. You don't want to drown yourself in the sorrow and whatever.
Yeah.
I've been there. I get that.
Oh,
but,
that's you.
like,
I was talking to. Hi.
yeah.
Nice to meet you.
So, like for instance, the lives when she was getting dressed for Halloween, normal, and then you know how she did her TikTok videos and was still like trying to be a celebrity out there. And
No.
I think that's why a lot of people.
Listen, what they were doing, what those kids were doing was so sweet. And it was turned around I feel so bad for them. Okay. Because what they did was, okay, so Mackenzie's home from the hospital and she's laying in bed, immobilized. Remember, because she broke everything, right? Including her spine, or she got her C1. I can't even believe she can even walk, right? So she was laying in bed for 3 months, unable to walk, unable to do anything, the whole time scrolling, looking at his pictures, his music, memories, like living in this darkness, right? So by the time she was able to get up and like kind of start to move around, I would be like, honey, it's okay to be sad. It's always okay to be sad. We just can't live there, right? We just can't live there. So I wanted her to go. Her friend Rosie was in college and wanted her to come for the weekend, right? So I was like, you need to get up, change the scenery, get off your phone, go be with your friends, and go get out of your head, right? Go get out of your head. So her friends took a moment for them to go do something. And actually, the whole thing, what they did was in honor of Dom and Davion, right? Which was
Kara, I only smoked one. So, yeah, that's what she said. She was immobilized. But yet, we've seen her being pushed around in the wheelchair. I mean, she wasn't a wheelchair, but I don't think she was immobilized. Okay. All right.
super
Yeah.
sweet. So they turned that
Yes.
moment of hanging
Yes.
out together, and they brought
Immobilized. Yes.
Dom and Davion with them too, which was very sweet. So they were all kind of together that weekend in a way, which was very sweet.
Wait, what? They brought Dom. Wait, what? They did it in honor of Dom and Davion, so they brought them with
honor of Dom and Davion, right? Which was super sweet. So they turned that moment of hanging out together, and they brought Dom and Davion with them too, which was very sweet. So they were all kind of together that weekend in a way, which was very sweet.
Let me ask you this. I got another comment pulled up here, right? It says
Okay.
she laughed after
This
victim
will
impact
not
statements.
go
Now, I don't know
over
who the person's
well.
talking about. Is she talking about
Me?
I don't know if she's talking about you or she's talking about Mackenzie. Do you know anything about that? Does anybody know anything about that? Who is
She
this
didn't
comment
laugh.
talking about? No. So that's not a thing.
No. Well, that's on video. You could even see it.
Okay. Yeah. So now she's in this facility right now, and what happened with this appeal being denied? Can you speak to that? In one day, what was that all about, and how did that happen?
Well,
They missed
we're
it by
in the
one day.
process of right. So we're in the process of that too, and I have a huge problem with that. And actually, if at some point, I'm going to try to figure out. I don't know anything about the legal world or law world. Like, none of us have ever been in trouble with any kind of law, so I don't understand how.
It's obvious, ma'am. It's obvious y'all have always gotten your way. You've oh my god. Oh, this is painful.
How this side of the world works, but I don't understand how a defendant could be penalized for a lawyer's mistake, especially missing a deadline. Like, how is that the defendant's fault? Like, this whole post-conviction, all of her truth, which would prove that it wasn't intentional, lives and dies in this document that's now they're saying is a day late. And I don't think that that's right. But so that's
Do
what
you
we're
think that Mackenzie, right now that you see her going through all this, right? Do you think Mackenzie has any type of mental issue at all? Like that now that you see, like your personal opinion, I know you're her mom's and you got to stick up for her, but do you think that
Well,
she
no,
should
I
be
would tell you that
evaluated? You think there's a misdiagnosis somewhere?
I think she's maybe well, ADHD, ADD, but nothing more nothing anxiety, ADD, like all of that. There's nothing. No.
Okay.
She's been in therapy. That's what I mean. Like, she's been in
Okay.
therapy. Like,
I'm not sure. It says there's no scheduled date for next appeal because Mackenzie Shirilla has exhausted her standard state level options and her most recent request for a new trial was officially terminated. So, and that was the 1 day late thing that we talked about the other day.
yeah.
Right. So you think there's a misdiagnosis somewhere?
I think she's maybe well, ADHD, ADD, but nothing more nothing anxiety, ADD, like all of that. There's nothing. No.
Okay.
She's been in therapy. That's what I mean. Like, she's been in
Okay.
therapy. Like, yeah.
Right. So now what about the weed? She was smoking a hell of a lot of weed, man. And the weed nowadays, man.
Wait, I want to go back to that behavioral thing one more time too.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So
Whatever you
in the
want.
juvenile facility,
Oh, and again, sometimes it's better just to close your lips, mama. Miss Natalie, my child's never been in trouble like yours, but damn, you're talking too much.
She was also
but duck it. We're here to listen. Keep jabbering. Keep digging your hole. I'm gonna need a tiny shovel. Look, okay, real quick. I did get another duck. I have to finish putting it together. It's golden. It's got a golden hat and it's got a guitar because it matches the guitar in my background. So I just have to finish putting it together and it has little bitty sunglasses that I have to mount on him. I just haven't done it yet. So we do have a disco duck. Okay, that was a good moment for a squirrel. Y'all, I had to just kind of stop for a minute and think, she's making my head hurt. Okay, but she don't have nothing serious like POTS. Yep. Okay.
That now that you see, like your personal opinion, I know you're her mom's and you got to stick up for her, but do you think that
Well,
she
no,
should
I
be
would tell you that
evaluated? You think there's a misdiagnosis somewhere?
I think she's maybe well, ADHD, ADD, but nothing more nothing anxiety, ADD, like all of that. There's nothing. No.
Okay.
She's been in therapy. That's what I mean. Like, she's been in
Okay.
therapy. Like, yeah.
Right. So now what about the weed? She was smoking a hell of a lot of weed, man. And the weed nowadays, man.
Wait, I want to go back to that behavioral thing one more time too.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So
Whatever you
in the
want.
juvenile facility, she was also talking to a therapist in there as well, who has all those letters at the back of her name. And if there was something there, she would have been.
So okay, cool. So when she was in the juvenile facility, doctors came in and she was open to them and talked to them.
Yeah, but
And
the mental health.
Ma'am,
so
he
do you-
asked, didn't y'all squirrel me? Good God. Didn't he ask her this earlier and she said no? That she didn't talk to a therapist when she was in juvenile? I might be wrong, but I swear.
So okay, cool. So when she was in the juvenile facility, doctors came in and she was open to them and talked to them.
Yeah, but
And
the mental health.
do you? Yeah. So do you have if you have that paperwork where a doctor explains her mindset, I mean,
Right,
this is
Teresa?
the type of stuff that should be released in that
That
space
she
and
made
time, especially at
yeah, I'm sorry. She did speak at the trial. There was a letter they read at the trial. She spoke on her behalf.
now
At
what
the
the main the big one that not the juvenile transfer hearing, the one that she got
Yeah.
15, like, right? So what was that letter like? What did she say?
Well, I can't remember word for word, but
Yeah.
her behavior was great. She was like, I'm probably going to get ripped on for saying this, but she was like a star student. I don't know how else to say it. So she did all the programming. She was the top of in her class in this culinary class that she was in.
In DYS.
Yeah.
So she was thriving in DYS in juvenile detention, you say?
That's right.
So that's why I'm here, because I'm trying to understand what is the criteria of juvenile being tried as a juvenile.
I don't know.
Because
I don't know.
if she's doing good and under 25, her brain's not developed, and they could put her in these type of settings, and she can
Oh, this
thrive.
guy.
Maybe
Yeah.
she can work her way out of.
Whoa, sir, we're gonna have to agree to disagree. Hey, Kim, almost caught up. You go, girl. She got me on. I must be horrible on 2x speed, especially me being froggy tonight. Yeah, he's asking the wrong person because she sure as hell don't know. Oh my lord. Oh, this guy. This guy.
Reset her brain a little bit and fix her brain's not developed, and they could put her in these type of settings, and she can thrive. Maybe she can work her way out of, reset her brain a little bit and navigate herself away from this. But once you throw it in the jail, I mean, I could only assume you're going to adjust it. You know, you got to adjust. It's not home. You got to adjust. It's a whole different, especially state prisons. It's got to be
Navigate
crazy.
away from
And
what?
you know, and if she was, going through these programs, talking with the counselor in juvenile hall, and then, you would assume to believe that that documentation, that analysis of her through juvenile hall would move on and help her set like a daily program or something.
They didn't care about that though, huh? The lawyer didn't bring none of that up. These are the things that I don't know. I don't know the Ohio law. I'm gonna have to talk to some lawyers. I guess it's all similar worldwide, but I know right now this case that we've been covering for months now, Eddie O'Brien, he has a Rule 30 over that transfer hearing. So basically,
I mean, she was 18. What is the I don't get the I'm like, dude. Now you changed it to Iowa backyard camp. Girl, make up your mind. You got me all. Wait, Iowa. Wait. Okay, see, I had Hawkeyes in here earlier. Y'all getting me all confused. I have too many cams in here. Hi, good to see you.
what happened to him? Just to give you an insight, I'll make it quick.
Sure. Okay.
When he was in a transfer hearing,
She wanted a jury trial.
Okay, I didn't want to hear about his friend.
We still didn't know. Question. So
Sorry, I didn't want to listen to him talk about that other guy. Sorry.
because they are taking advantage.
now on the fly, which was their advantage for sure.
I know. That's why, I don't know. I'm the most boring person you can think of. I crochet and watch Marvel movies. I don't know this world. I don't want to. I'm glad I don't. And I also hate that I don't know, because they are taking advantage. Well, not taking advantage. I feel that's why I need to rely on legal counsel, because I don't know. What can I do? What are all the things I can do? What should I be doing? What's next? What should I be looking for? What should I watch out for? Right? Because I don't know.
So what? Why didn't they, again, to Kevin Kez point, why didn't they did they have the doctor testify about the pots? They didn't let that in?
You mean at the trial or the bind over?
At the trial and at the bind over. They
Well,
didn't let
no,
that in?
remember right after the trial was over, he didn't even give the judge her diagnosis for some reason. So
And
I wasn't in there.
whose idea was it to go to a bench trial? And when they said go to the bench trial, how was that message delivered to you? Like, what did the lawyer say? Like, we're better off going to a bench trial? Like, what was
So
his how that conversation go?
that's a good question. So the first day of the trial, we we were all there, and it was, I think, like 8 o'clock in the morning, and we're all looking at each other like, what is it? Is it a bench trial? Is it a jury trial? Like, what is it? Like, do we know? We still didn't know. And then we found out that it was.
Sorry, the little girl giggled inside of me when you pulled that comment up on the screen. Okay, sorry. I'm not going to read the comment out loud, but y'all can read it.
Going to be a bench trial, and we're like, oh my gosh. So that was surprising, because I feel like we maybe should have known before that. But sorry, my bell is ringing. And then I found out months after she was at Marysville that she wanted a jury trial. And
who wanted the jury trial?
Mackenzie.
And he still pushed for the bench trial?
Yeah. Can you hold my? I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
My mailman is
Go
at
ahead.
the door.
No, go ahead.
Okay,
Go
I'm
ahead.
ready.
Go ahead. Yeah. No problem. No problem. I'm gonna take her off the stage real quick. So listen, I hear someone saying JFK's ball, and just try to get an understanding of this story.
The victim of a couple of them for sure. Which
There was a therapist in DYS. She was doing she was cooking. She was scrambling eggs. She was making pizzas.
Yeah.
She was thriving in them settings. Did she get into any fights in DYS?
Well, she was the victim of a couple of them for sure, which was scary. Some of the children, as you can imagine, can be pretty aggressive. So, nothing,
For the most part, she did well.
Like, yeah, she maybe got in trouble for her mouth. It's always her mouth, right? But she's not a violent person. So no fights like that or anything.
Go ahead, Kev.
Sorry, I'm out of breath.
We were talking about the bench trial and
Yeah, she said she wanted a bench trial, and I think that was because she thought she could convince one person easier than she could convince 12 people. That's my honest opinion. I never heard her say that. I just think that that's a few things. He knows nothing about how the legal system works. He's confusing mental health with criminal. And lastly, she needs to shut the fuck up. She's not helping. I know that's what I'm saying, Cindy. She's talking way too much. She is not helping at all. And I understand, where he's talking about, but that's the relevance isn't there. So, I'm just sorry. Yeah. She did. She thought she could charm the judge. One person. It's only one person she had to convince, not 12.
You said that you and your husband
I'm going to take a bathroom break, so my chair will be empty. I will be right back.
were potentially witnesses. Were you ever called to the stand?
Yes.
Yeah. It seemed like at the end of the impact statements, I'm sure, you were trying to, get out all the things that were missed or all the things that you felt like were overlooked, and I'm sure a lot of people based your response and stuff in a negative way. But I just want to let you know that, for a mother to see, regardless of the accident or it's still your daughter, that you're there supporting and standing up for. I just want to say, like, I didn't, I felt like you were trying to express yourself to the fact that, these things weren't looked at, that there was concerns that, that you were trying to, reach out about, I can just, what I'm trying to say is I just feel like I I feel like that was a tough thing for you at the end, because you really wanted to get these points out, you know.
Well, the thing is, and thank you for bringing that up. I mean, when she was sentenced, this is the craziest part that people don't know, or maybe they do know. I don't know. Or maybe they heard it and really didn't put it together, right? So after she was sentenced, the way she was sentenced, I had to sit there and listen to the judge's summation, right? She picked that route. She chose that time of day. Everything that she said, right? And I know that didn't happen, but I'm like, what? Because none of what she said was in the trial. You can read the transcripts. Like, nothing she said was in the trial. So I was like shocked and like, what is happening? Like, what is happening? So I didn't know to the extent though. So when she was saying those things to me, I was like freaking out and like shocked because none of that. I don't even know where she got that information or why she would say something like that. Okay. And then the other part was the TikToks that they used, right, to make her look bad, or to use
To make her
however
look
they
bad,
wanted to
ma'am.
use them. Okay.
Ma'am, she made herself look bad all on her own. So let's not go there.
Well, there's no date on it, right? So they showed this as her making it after the car accident, and that wasn't the case. That was made like years before, right? But there was no date on it, and then so the
No,
judge
the
said,
Now,
Halloween was
is
no,
that
ma'am.
a fact? What you saying?
No, ma'am.
Yes.
That Halloween. Nope.
That's a
So when
fact.
yes, so when the judge said, do you know when these were made? The prosecution said no, and they let him use it anyway. And I don't know if her lawyer could have objected at that point or not, but he didn't. And how can you allow something in? There's no date. Like, you can't even confirm when it was made. So it made it look like,
What's that got to do with the presence of mind and all that? Like, I don't understand.
because they were maybe making it look like she's making these TikToks after the car accident. See
Exactly.
what I'm saying? Right?
Right.
And she wasn't.
No, but it showed
That
her
was
character
years
as to
before.
who she was and what she did.
And then the other one was a concert that they went to. It was a Kid Cudi concert, and I can show you text messages. Like, that friend group, Rosie, Bubba, all of them, they had Dom, Davion, they all had plans to go to this concert together, right? They were making plans to go to this thing together. So they went to the concert to live out their plans for their friends. Like, and they tried
And
to
when
use
was
that.
this concert was what, October?
Mhm.
So did Dom have tickets at that time? Like, was it already pre-planned, or they were just talking
No,
about
because tickets weren't out yet. So they were talking about them. Okay.
it? Okay.
So they went to live out their friends' plans together, right? So they made it seemed like she's going out here to all these concerts, going to these parties, living life, no remorse, when that's not the case at all. It's just not the case at all. That's why I always say I can't blame, I'm going to cry again. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I can't blame people for feeling the way they do, because if I saw that, I'd feel the same way. But like, you don't understand until you're in this situation how crazy this kind of a situation is.
Okay. That's what I needed her to say. That's what I needed her to say. Now that her as a mom, her whole life has turned into turmoil because of what her child did. And you never want to believe that something like that could happen to your child, or your child is capable of anything like that. Period. The end. I mean, but you're making this crazy situation worse. You really are, ma'am. I can't stress that enough. I can't. You don't expect to be in a situation with your child like that. You never expect that to happen. But when it does, this is not the answer. I'm sorry. Her Steve doing what he did the other day was not the answer. This is not the answer. We oh.
Because it can happen. Like, I never would have thought a judge can say those things without anywhere, or like that they can use those images with no date and to make it look like how they need it to look. It's very scary. So I don't blame people for feeling how they feel, but it's not real. It's not true. It's not accurate.
It is, ma'am.
Now,
You
you
need to
do-
accept it.
Go ahead. Sorry, Kev. Go ahead.
You know, and I mean, I wanted to say this too, is that, it's like how you stated, when after the accident, after this tragedy, you were you were with the families, and then throughout the trial, there's a bit of a divide, and then now you're having to, accept that.
Well, even to go back even a little bit further too, like the whole Halloween thing, she was talking to his mom like all throughout up until the day she was arrested. Like his mom.
What was that? What was? So they were friends. They went out and drank coffee. Like, what did they do? Like, if you don't mind me asking.
Well, they helped buy things to decorate the grave together, the flowers, the lights and stuff, and then she came over and picked up Mackenzie.
So what was the divide? Is it fair to say the divide was when she said well, I'm asking was the divide when she turned around and said, I could have had a medical emergency, and they didn't hear that before, and then she put that in the mix? Like, was the divide? And if that was, do you understand why there's a divide?
I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know.
And if that's the case, and if that was the case, right? If that was the case, why wouldn't she just say it to her? Why would she keep that a secret?
I don't know.
Now,
Okay.
the other thing I had heard your husband, kind of had an interview with the TMZ, and he spoke on the black box. He spoke on the analysis. Now, is this something that you guys have provided now, or is it the same analysis being looked over as from the the Commonwealth out there, like the state? Is it the same? Is it their analysis that now you're having someone else relook, or did you in any way have somebody hired to go over that, that analysis,
Well, that's just from the trial. Yeah, that's just from the trial. Like all they have is the last 4.8 seconds or something.
Yeah.
And initially, I had thought maybe they don't know the airbags had gone off, because I don't understand how anybody can drive, let alone steer in the dark with the airbags deployed, right? I'm like, maybe that wasn't in there. But then when I went back and read, because remember, I wasn't in there, so I don't know what was said and what wasn't said, right? But when I went back and I read the transcripts, it is in there that the side airbag curtains, am I saying that wrong? The side air curtain deployed, right?
Yep.
Before the intersection. So I was like, did they not hear that? Like, did anybody not hear that? How can you drive when the airbags are deployed in the dark? Because those explode.
Yeah, they explode and the car shuts right off.
Yeah.
Right when the airbags pop, the car shuts off. But if you're going 100, it ain't stopping though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Have you thought about getting your own investigator to go over the case?
Wait, what? So I can't talk about a lot of things because we're in the process of an appeal, right? But
so let me say this. Let me get some clarity on that real quick.
Oh yeah, I told him that already. I told him that already.
From
Sorry.
accident to homicide.
My mom.
Illegally.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Let me get some clarity on that. So you got denied an appeal, right? And now you have another appeal. Like, how does that? So there's two appeals. Like, what's going on? Like, I'm kind of like I said, I don't know Ohio law. So what was the appeal that you got denied, and what is the appeal that you have going on? If you can let us know.
This is
like,
such
what
a
is it? What's it called?
Okay, so the first appeal is still going on, right? The direct appeal is still moving forward. That's still going.
The direct. Okay. The direct appeal. Yeah. And so
Sorry,
what was the other appeal? What's that about? Like, she could, like, is that something different?
So the post conviction, so you have the direct appeal.
Post-conviction.
Lord, I hope I'm saying this stuff right. So you have the direct appeal, then you have the post conviction. The post conviction is everything that wasn't brought to trial, right? The medical expert brief, the text messages where she didn't threaten to crash the car, but he did, which was their whole basis for prior calculation.
Can we stop there? So what about those text messages? I've been hearing a lot about those text messages. So basically they were saying that she threatened to crash the car before, but it was actually him. And you have text messages to prove it?
Yeah. Yeah. So
and how did you obtain the text messages?
They're on her phone.
Okay, you want to speak to it? Go ahead.
Yeah. So when they were on the freeway, she called because Dom had grabbed the wheel and threatened to crash the car, and she was scared. So she pulled over to the side of the road, and I told her I was very proud of her for doing that, because if you're ever scared, you pull over and make whoever that is get out of the car, right? So she had sent a text message to his mom saying, Dom is scaring me. He needs to get out of my car. He's not getting out of my car. If he doesn't get out of my car, I'm calling my dad. He tried to crash the car and hurt me, right? So then there's that one, and then so there's that.
Was that the same day the kid, a witness said that she said she was going to do that? He heard that.
Oh, ma'am. Yep, lying to cover for herself. Lying to cover for her daughter. It's not true. You're not buying this. See, I'm glad we're all in agreement, because
yes.
So a witness is saying he heard it, but yet she texts Dom's mother saying that it was Dom who was acting up that day.
If you read the transcripts and compare it with the text messages, something is amiss. Something is amiss. So just no, something is amiss. So
you want to speak to that, Jay Brill, about the text messages? You got any questions about that?
No, I heard from before I spoke with her. I heard how he called one of his family members, and they said that Hunch guy was gonna go pick him up because she tried to kill him on the highway. But then after I heard that, I was watching a podcast where it showed the text on that same day at the same time that it was actually him who pulled the steering wheel, because she was texting. Remember I told you the father? I wasn't sure if it was the father or the mother, but she texted the mother that he tried to kill her and she needs to get out of the
Not kill her. He tried to crash the car and hurt me.
Yeah. Crash the car and hurt her.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's the thing. But here's the thing. Say he did do that, right?
Yeah.
Hypothetically, if the car did crash and someone did die, the intent was to crash, and whatever happens after that, you're charged with accordingly in the state of Ohio.
You'll get blamed for it.
So you still get murder.
So if you read those
That's
text
wild.
messages, she says there's like a 10-minute pause in there, and then she says Hench is on the way, right? So if she says Hench is on the way,
someone's saying those are two different incidents.
No.
Be clear. She's saying
There was
no.
only
That's on the
one
same day.
incident on the freeway.
So
Yeah.
the same day the witness stepped up and said, "Hey, this is what I heard," is actually the same day that
Same day.
Mackenzie called moms up and said, "Listen,
That's right.
something happened." Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So
And like I
let's get
said,
some-
I heard this before I spoke with Natalie.
Yeah, it was the same day.
Of course you did, Jade, bro.
So if you listen to, like, the first thing she says is, Dom just tried to crash the car and hurt me. He needs to get out of my car. If he doesn't get out of my car, I'm calling my dad. She's pulled over at that time, right? And then his mom says, Hench is on the way. So at that point, she's already pulled over, right? So Hench it doesn't make any sense. It just
So I see a lot of people in here, right? And I think, so Nina, she said, talk about the jail calls. No remorse and one of the witness to be dead. Is that something that was said? Like I said, I didn't hear all these jail calls. I don't know about you guys. I don't listen to every jail call. But
I did hear a lot of them, but I heard remorse in a lot of them, so I don't know where this is coming from.
So you have the platform right now, Natalie. What would you like to say about these jail calls? Why do you think they're coming off wrong?
Sheriff kicked down my door. Then I heard the glass break. They found no kidnapping victims, just some lemon pound cake. Mama's lemon pound cake. It tastes so nice. It made the sheriff wanna put down his gun and cut him a slice. He's a Adams County sheriff. He's hungry and he's big as hell.
I need a breather, guys.
He was sniffing for weed. Then he smelled another smell. What was that? Mama's lemon pound cake. It tastes
so nice. Okay. Y'all, I thought I'm about to lose my mind.
Are you defending them, or are you here? Like, what's your take on them jail calls?
So that's what I was telling you, like grief and trauma, it goes like this, right? So in a lot of those calls, we were angry. A lot of those calls were sad. A lot of those calls were trying to figure out what's happening. Right, we're in survival mode. So it's depending on what stage of grief we're at. I don't know. We don't want anybody dead, right? But we were going through a very, very, very difficult time. And I just hope that none of you are ever in that situation, right? And honestly, too, I don't understand.
Do you understand why people? Do you understand why
Right
people
for
think they
it.
look awful? Do you get it though? When you look at
Well,
it,
yeah, because there's just no.
May we revert back to the Big Sister Unhinged podcast. If you need to explain an explanation of grief and what a family goes through and the trauma of what social media is doing, please revert back to Christine Russo, the Big Sister Unhinged podcast.
Yes, I understand why people are feeling the way that they're feeling. I can't explain it other than ups and downs of grief and sadness and anger, for what your daughter's going through. It's hard.
Yeah.
I don't wish
I get it. I get it. It wasn't. I mean, the point is, it's like, it's just that's just the way it all went down. Is what you're saying, and it is what it is, right? But you definitely feel remorse, right? Is that what you're
We've
saying?
spent 4 years crying. I cry every day.
4 years.
Mackenzie cries every day. My husband cries every day.
I'm going to pull up certain things from the chat. One person is asking, obviously, the most cliche, unoriginal, no disrespect Jews piece. I mean, this is a question I'm sure she can't answer, or she doesn't know the reason why. Why was she going 100 miles per hour? Do you have any insight on that? And do you even want to answer it?
That's the problem with this case. Like, everything is story time. Everything is story time. Like, they're taking a situation that they're looking at the black box data and they're creating all these things of what could happen when nobody knows, right? Nobody knows. I don't know. I don't know why she was going 100 miles an hour. I've heard a lot of people are messaging me and sharing with me their stories of things that happened to them. This same thing happened to me. I passed out. I was going 100 miles. I crashed. Luckily, nobody died. But my pedal fell away.
Let's talk about that street. Now, you familiar with that street? How long did you live in that town, if you don't mind me asking?
That's okay. 20 years.
20 years. What's that street all about? Is that a street where people fly up? Is that like, because me and Kevy Kev, we grew up in Lynn, and there's a place in Saugus, Mass. This is in Massachusetts, and it's a place called Snake Hill, and it goes crazy. And I can't even tell you.
Teresa, I appreciate you. I know, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the situation. You're putting me in a different room, dear rubber in a different room. Do not visit the rubber room. Okay? This is the rubber room. The insanity of this is real.
How many times I just took a ride on Snake Hill to do the Snake Hill things.
Okay, So what I'm gonna do, because look, I'm gonna show y'all something, okay? This is why I was very careful as to how. So I'm gonna stop there with theirs. I'm gonna move over to YouTube Streets and listen to their little section of what they did. So this is me recording them yesterday.
Buddy,
How's that?
I'm being a little choppy. I don't know why it wants to
over here?
decide to do that.
But this was when Christine
Horrible.
didn't
I
show
hate
up.
when that happens, you know. It's going good, you know. We're just waiting on some things. I guess Christine, there's a line of communication that is not working right now. So we're trying to get to that. Hopefully everything's okay on that end. If not, the show goes on. We did talk to her. She did say that she was coming on today at this morning. So she might be running a little bit late. So we'll give her some grace.
Nice.
But yeah, Kev.
That was very kind of him to give her some grace. I find that a little offensive, but you do you, boo.
You know, what people don't understand about you, your mom's was actually she was a DYS foster parent, right?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna jump out real quick and jump back in, try to fix this.
Mother was, our mentor. It just, which is just, and just, where do these?
So that was just to show that they did try to get Christine on there yesterday, and it did not work out. So we're going to jump over here. We're going to show this one is 10 minutes. And then after that, we're going to call it a day because Muffins is on her way. So
to the families or anything. I would never be disrespectful to the families.
This lady, Natalie Shirilla, is straight comical. She thinks that there's no receipts out there of her disrespecting the victims. Well, newsflash, lady, you and your...
And much respect to YouTube Streets. I dropped their link in the description. It's in the chat, and it is in the description box.
Daughter are very evil, and this video right here is going to prove that you and your husband disrespected Dominique and Davion's family after the crash, after your daughter took them off of this earth. Credit Shirilla the Killer on TikTok and credit phone calls from prison.
There's going to be a podcast about the case tonight on somebody's thing. It's Mackenzie, it's insane.
What do you mean? It's going to be on what?
Somebody's going to be talking about it on their podcast.
Yeah, I speed. Everybody speeds though. Like, everybody speeds.
And those cowards that spend every day with you after the accident, there's a special place in hell for them. A special place in hell for being able to do that with you, to you.
Yes, that's like so weird and like manipulative and stuff.
Oh, it is repulsive. It's fucking repulsive.
Excuse me? I just don't know why. Like, it's just like, it wasn't even like, I understand like Davion's mom, like kind of how they think, because they don't know me.
I know.
But it's like what Miss Russo and Angelo said. That was just like crazy.
Oh
like,
my gosh, Kenzie, look, don't you think on it 1 second.
that was just crazy.
On it 1 second.
We didn't bring up my stuff at that Dom's house. I need to get my stuff.
He
It
has
wasn't
it.
brought up.
He has that list.
Okay, it doesn't matter if he has the list. He needs to have the stuff.
So I know. I'm gonna get. I don't know.
I obviously would rather not. I feel like I shouldn't do any, but that's how this has to be in this situation. As will make the families happy. But murder, like, what
No,
the fuck?
hell
Like
no.
that's just horrible.
Right? Could you imagine that case one? I couldn't imagine that. I mean, I listened to the voice call the other day, which we're going to finish this up here in just a second, but I listened to the voice call the other day, and it was about her telling her that it had gone national. All this information has gone national. I mean, could you, and she sounded excited about it. Right. And you know what? My husband, Victorious, one of his first thing was he didn't understand that it was 15 years all at one time and not two separate ones. So, yeah. He was like, why is there all together? He didn't get that.
Nope. That's what I
know,
mean. So we're just.
but
I'm gonna get. I don't know.
I obviously would rather not. I feel like I shouldn't do any, but that's how this has to be in this situation. As will make the families happy. But murder, like, what
No,
the fuck?
hell
Like
no.
that's just horrible. And
Nope. That's what I mean. So we're just gonna go fight, and get guns ablazing.
You can get a protest going and shit. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I would be the one to just get like fucked up and like not like that, like get fucked over.
It's not your fault. Not your fault.
I know, but it would be. Everyone would try to make it seem like that and would try to make me go to
Not
jail.
your fault. Just that wrapped up with the wrong, not even wrong family, really.
Yeah, it's like this. They suck. Bad as fuck. I don't like them.
No.
They're weird as fuck. Like,
And terrible people, I know.
they're acting like I killed like 85 people. Like, I didn't kill nobody.
Sure, of course. Yep.
But she did. She did. She took 2 lives. So her saying what she just said.
Really?
Yeah, it's like this. They suck. Bad as fuck. I don't like them.
No.
They're weird as fuck. Like,
And terrible people, I know.
they're acting like I killed like 85 people. Like, I didn't kill nobody.
Sure, of course. Yep. Because it doesn't fit their narrative.
I hope karma comes back and bites everybody that's against you in the ass so hard that they all disappear. That's all I said. And if I had a magic wand,
I hope karma bites them in the ass. They all disappear. Sir, why do you...
They're acting like I killed like 85 people. Like, I didn't kill nobody.
Sure, of course. Yep. Because it doesn't fit their narrative.
I hope karma comes back and bites everybody that's against you in the ass so hard that they all disappear. That's all I said. And if I had a magic wand, I wouldn't go back and help the alien first. I'd make everybody else better. I'd click my fingers and everybody would disappear. That's what I would do. That's how angry I am.
Seen a text message where he's like, I don't even fuck with Blair.
Yeah, like he would drop him in a second. Yeah, that's a real good friend down. Mm-hmm.
I miss him still. I don't care.
I know you do. Move to be closer to you, then we'll move, and at least I don't have to drive by their house every dang day. So that would actually be a plus for me.
We're just like,
The disrespect.
I was just a murder.
I know, sweetie. Don't talk about anything, okay? I guess it does matter, but...
When they brought up Houston in court, I was like, I hate him.
Ew, who did?
They brought him up in court. They were like, I don't even know what they were saying about him. They just like said his name, and I was like, ew, I hate him.
Ew, who said his name?
I don't know if it was Jim or the prosecutor, one of them.
Ew, why? He has nothing to do with anything. Nothing to do with anything.
I like try to pay attention sometimes, but then I like got really bad anxiety, and I wanted to like bite my nails, so I just had to like tune it out and like think. So would you want me to put up what he said about you? Because I don't believe a word that you just said. How can you say that? That's hearsay. First of all, Angel could have just pulled that out of his ass. I don't believe that one bit.
Right.
And I can pull up with him saying I don't trust Angela. Let's just put that on the record. Let's like
Right.
Proof. Text message
Right.
proof of him saying that.
Yep. I know.
So if your own brother doesn't trust you, why should any normal person? Why should your testimony be credible?
All I have to say is look at who they are. I hope that they know who they are, and they know who we are. Just look at everybody's backgrounds. Okay?
Yeah, I was talking to Jim too, and
I don't get it.
She said, look at everybody's background. That's you. Oh, ooh.
That's a level of evil I will never, ever understand. Because why? They didn't have to do all that. That doesn't make any sense to me.
one of these weird as fuck. Like,
Right. Like you didn't have to invite us into your home and your heart and say those things. Like that was completely unnecessary. That's crazy psycho level.
Okay, but I don't think at the time that all that happened, they realized that Mackenzie was at fault for what had happened. So let's show a little respect and a little remorse.
That's crazy.
and the prosecutor was like, "Did you do that?" And Angela was like, "I did not."
Oh.
Like, what is wrong with them? Like, first of all, Dom didn't even like you. First of all, so I don't know why the fuck like everyone that like Dom didn't even fuck with them much is like acting like a protector of like weird as fuck. Like, people are literally like evil as fuck. Like,
Yes, they are. Well, they're hurt too, which is making it worse.
that's what I'm saying. They're hurt, but it's just like weird. Like, and like it's just like I just. We don't need to feed our cheese. We don't need to feed us. We just need to feed us.
There's your Carney talk that I can't tell you what she said. Easy, weezy, pizza. Easy, she got to sneeze and take a pee.
It's the whole family is just, I can't get with it because just showed me something. Somebody's going off on Facebook again, and I swear to God, they know everything. They're posting everything everywhere, and it's like spot on. But they know everything about everything somehow, and I don't know what it is. Yeah, Daddy was like, did I write this?
Again?
Yeah. Yep. So
What are they saying this time?
new update. I just found out that dude lives in her basement. And she's been his lawyer for years, and there's a criminal living in the house. And I mean, just everything, Ken.
What the fuck?
Everything. I love whoever that freaking is. Keep talking, buddy. I love who that is.
Yeah, we need more people talking like that.
Somebody's going off the rails for you on the Strongsville police page right now.
What are they saying?
Oh, Kenzie, everything that we've been saying, it's almost like, I read it, I had Daddy read, goes, did I write this? I'm like, I know. He just puked on everybody for you.
But no one's replying to him?
Oh, yeah. So I'm telling you, people are very aware. Oh, my God. And then he was like, and then I'm not going to say any names, but how are you going to care and stuff when you couldn't even come home when you found out and stuff. And you didn't even want this kid, you didn't even want your son back in the house and stuff, but you're going to act like you care. I mean, Kenzie, he went off the rails.
What the fuck?
Actually will. We don't know how long this journey.
Oh, God. If she could just quit and be kind and polite for a little bit.
Is. Okay, they are ugly people capable of very evil things, as you know they are more than anybody. Okay, we may have a little fight on our hands, so you're just going to have to just ride this wave, and we will never stop. You know they're disgusting, evil, capable things. They're disgusting.
What did Jim
If we have,
like? That girl prosecutor would be so pretty if she just wasn't such a bitch. Like,
yeah.
she's a bitch. Like, I hate her.
I don't even think she is pretty, Kenzie, because of the way she talks and what she's capable of doing.
I think she's so pretty, but like her personality, like makes her like a negative.
Terrible. Yeah.
And like, oh man, the boy prosecutor, like, man, do you have another suit or what? Because you wear that same suit every fucking day. Like, you dirty as fuck. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like I know that suit stank. Like with that roll in your neck, like his bald dumb ass. Like I hate him.
You said that's what Dom would have wanted, him, that smoking part?
Oh yeah, for sure. Dom would have wanted to be high in court.
Oh my God.
That's the most disgusting thing I've heard. Dom to be high in court. So I just dropped 2 links. One of them is the change.org, the petition for Dom and Davion's law change, victim before influencer. And the other link I dropped is for YouTube Streets. It's over an hour-long version of them reviewing more of what we didn't finish watching. So if y'all like to finish watching that interview with JFK station, you're more than welcome.
That's so bad too, though.
I know his family would have done
Absolutely,
it. Not my family, but
No, right. I'm sure they all were.
they probably were drunk. I think when Mr. Russo was testifying, she was drunk.
No way.
What? Who was drunk testifying?
I know his family would have done it. Not my family, but
No. I'm sure they all were.
they probably were drunk. I think when Mr. Russo was testifying, she was drunk.
No way.
I don't know. You could just tell. I think she was drunk.
Do you think Tyler was on something? They were saying he was making faces.
He was. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with him? Like,
That's not normal for him?
I don't know. I don't know.
That's what you just, yeah, you just gotta walk away.
No, Danny needs to defend herself and be like, bitch, my sister's innocent.
That's what she's gonna say.
And if she has
Yes,
to,
it's my sister. She's innocent. There's more going on than you know.
I wouldn't even say that. I'd be like, bitch, my sister's innocent. Get the fuck out of my face.
Right. Yeah, that's what she's gonna say.
Now that is some disgusting work there. Dang the bad luck, Natalie. You just got exposed to being a liar once again. You are a compulsive liar. And for you guys to show no remorse in this time in 2026 is very, very sad. And I hope that Christine Russo and the Russo family and the Flanagan family get some kind of closure at the end of this. Maybe y'all wake up one day. But let's end this with a diss song. Fuck the Shirillas. We out, man. New Age plug. You did it again. This is the YouTube Streets podcast.
Sorry, I'm not gonna play that song. That's theirs. That's theirs to play for y'all. I don't do that. That's their song. So you think Christine will be interviewed by really? Look at you, Iowa. Okay, so I got the dogs barking, so you know what that means. That means Muffins showed up. So it is what it is. That's going to end it out for today. I dropped a couple of those in the chat if y'all want to go finish watching the rest of those or anything. And I did drop that one in the chat. That is Iowa Backyard. Look, y'all got me reading shit over here. That's YouTube Streets. That's the hour long where they give more in depth. So with that, look, Look, get over here and just say hi.
No, I don't have on any makeup.
Girl, I didn't have makeup on when we started. Y'all, this is Muffins. This is my baby. So see, y'all got a sneak peek of Muffins too, okay? We had Hectorius a few weeks ago, and so Muffins made her debut. So with the end of that, I want you to always remember before we go.
You is smart. You is kind. You is important.
I want y'all to have a great rest of your evening, and we'll be back tomorrow with some more Mackenzie Shirilla, some phone calls, and who knows? I want to go over the one that YouTube Streets put out, but it had only been an hour or two ago that they put it out. So with respect, we're going to let them play it and get all the views. And anybody that that I dropped today, please go subscribe to their channel, like their content, and give them the view. So I appreciate every one of you for hanging out with me. And until tomorrow night, peace. Rubber out. Y'all have a great rest of your